The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others.
Pacific 4-1 for Pop Talk is here. Sit back and relax and join the conversation. We got Baron, Norman, Tax, Cash Money, 007, and even Mike too. Pop culture, entertainment, news and reviews. Discussions are had, opinions made from the panel to the chat. Everyone is welcome here. Reactions, watch parties, and special guests. We like to have a good time. Pacific 4-1, Pop Talk is underway. Pull up a seat, we're inviting you to stay. Articles, collectibles, reviews, you say. Baron, Cash, and Mike bring the fun tonight. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Don't forget to like or comment below. We almost forgot to share out the show. Pacific 4-1, Pop Talk is one of a kind. It's true. It's true.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to the Sunday edition of Pacific 4 Pop Talk, along with Cash Money 007. I am your host, Mike, and tonight we are going to discuss the continuing downfall of modern entertainment. And of course, this was an idea of Cash Money 007 himself. He was talking to me the other night in Discord. He was really on a tear, and I said, well, why don't we just talk about this on Sunday? But of course, before we do get into tonight's topic, Cash, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Doing pretty good. Just been playing some games here and there, testing some other stuff, and we'll see. We'll see what's going on. So yeah, well, yeah. Just been watching some stuff, watching some old shows. Just trying to keep myself sane.
Sane in an insane world.
That's
and
right.
I'm not joking when I say that.
Mm-hmm.
Because this world has gone completely insane with everything that's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But anything else going on in your life?
No, not too much. Just need to catch up on a bunch of reading and stuff, do some more research on things. We'll see how it goes. No.
All right. And of course, before we get started with today's topic, I do want to say hello to Bor. Good to see you. And of course, we are live streaming on Pacific 4 and 4 on YouTube, Pacific 4 and 4 on Rumble, and Phantom Hooligans.
Yeah.
And of course, I want to say hello to Helion, who says hello, keepers. And Bor mentions that they announced a new season of Dragon Ball Super, if anyone cares.
No one cares, Ward. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure people do.
And then he says, ew, it's Cash. I know. I think
he's another smart ass, just like the rest of us.
Yeah. And about me saying that you and I were talking in Discord, and I said, okay, let's just talk about this on Sunday's show. He says, sounds about right.
Yeah.
And we have Alex Story, who says, can you shout me out? Hello, Alex Story. Shouting you out. But Cash, what exactly brought on this idea of talking about the downfall of entertainment? Could it be the new Masters of the Universe trailer that was released Thursday night
Well, that
or
that didn't
Thursday
help.
afternoon, I should say? Could it be Starfleet Academy? Could it
That's
be
just
that you
another.
have these shows on both network and streaming services that are only on for one season before they're canceled?
Um,
Could it be that you
yeah.
saw a movie that you didn't like? Huh? And before we
yeah.
continue on, I do want to let channel members know if your stealth is optional, you can join us just like Padawannabe.
Yay!
Who apparently is
Wait,
throwing stuff around.
Padawannabe. All right, where's my mute button, man? Come on, man.
I was getting in the refrigerator and the sodas were moving. Sorry.
He says he's getting in the refrigerator, folks.
Have to get food.
Is that where the wife tells you to go for a timeout?
No. She's leaving.
Hey, at least you have some food and drinks.
Oh man, I didn't actually know Padawannabe was going to join us. It's a trap.
Yeah,
It's a trap.
Cash.
I'm kidding.
Cash.
Members.
I know.
Stealth is optional members can join
I
us today. So if you're
know,
a Stealth is optional member, you could be like Padawannabe and join us on the panel and,
But
bring your
every
point
time I
or
see-
a counterpoint.
Every time I hear
Very,
Padawannabe,
very sneaky.
so too many red flags, though, man. Come on, man.
Oh, red flag horrible in F1. Red flags bad news. No red flags.
Hey,
No red
F1
flags.
actually.
I'm not stopping
got,
this race.
F1 actually.
F1 got some
nominated for
nominations.
stuff. Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm glad you said something. I took a screenshot of Lewis Hamilton's X comment. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll read that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how depressed Cash ends up being today.
Yeah.
Or if he's going to be able to handle it.
Helion,
Yeah,
Helion's
Helion.
being a smart ass again. Yeah.
No, she's not. But I
Yeah.
want to let her know that you're whiter every night.
Oh, sure. So is Mike.
No, I just play a game and I start ranting, raging and cursing during the game, and some new person comes along and they're not expecting it. They're like, what's going on here? Never mind. I'm leaving. But Cash,
Yeah.
give us one example of the downfall of entertainment that continues to spiral.
Oh man. Well, we've had some recent examples, and without because the thing is, screaming about this stuff is not going to help. We can't really change things. I would say one example definitely is where Magic has gone. Not so much that they wanted to do these crossovers, but just race swapping. That's just ridiculous. And just starting to taint something that was actually great. So you had that example. And then you have somebody like Sophie Turner, who said recently that Laura Croft was never a sex symbol. It's like, no, that's just
Oh, really? Let me just bring up a random. I'm seriously going to do this. I'm going to bring up a random image of Laura Croft.
It's not her fault. She's just drawn that way.
See, Padawannabe understands.
Yes, Warhammer also took somewhat of a dump too with the whole female custodes situation, right? Yeah.
All right. So Laura Croft isn't supposed to be a sex symbol. Well, let's see. What can I find here to,
Yeah. Female
point
custodians.
counterpoint? I don't know.
Actually, I think Laura Croft has her own point counterpoint.
Haha.
But
I don't know. Look, a Tomb Raider figurine.
Oh no. It's pretty
And
cool.
look. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, let me bring up another example. Let me bring up another prime example. Let's see.
Yeah.
Laura Croft in the movies. Well, the first one, Angelina Jolie.
Mhm.
What do you see there? I see a sex symbol. That's what I see.
Yeah.
And why? Because Laura Croft in the game. This is
And
to the mail.
Angelina has admitted that she wore padded upper body prosthetics.
It's all right. It's not a problem. It still worked and it looked good. So.
Oh, look. Laura Croft again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This woman had her own calendar. It's like, Sophie, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me?
It's Hollywood again. That's what it is. Let's see.
Hollywood.
No, I didn't want to click on that.
The penguin. Hollywood, you're
Oh, well, that's your
Laura Croft. Let's see.
Trophy
The
Hollywood
2010.
30s guy.
Yeah. Look.
Yep.
Hey, we're not forcing you to look.
I'm just pointing out examples that Laura Croft is a sex symbol.
She is.
Always has been. This
Hello,
person,
Tim.
however, is not.
Yeah, it's a bit mannish for my taste.
It's Lawrence Croft.
The show is all right, though. I've watched most of that first season. I don't know if there's one season. I was curious. I guess that's the same.
It's all right, man.
Gosh, I can't remember if it's the same girl that did the voice in the game or not.
But I mean, with the latest example, of course, you got the Starfleet Academy, which is obviously an abomination.
Oh God!
And then I'm just not. I just don't like just dumb shit in. And we keep seeing that lately in franchises. I'm not a fan of that. And in the Masters of the Universe trailer, it's just I don't like some of the stuff that they're doing. I would think many of the true fans of He-Man would want a whole movie on Eternia. I would think.
Mm-hmm.
I would be surprised.
I do.
People that really care about the franchise, not people who are just like, oh well, the normies. I just feel like they always want to try to encourage more of these normies, but I just feel like encourage the people the most who love these franchises for how many years? Years.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer. I'm gonna have to pause it like crazy to avoid YouTube copyright claims, but
right. Yeah, you could do that, or you could just do it as a slideshow, whatever would work. So, I think that still works too.
That still works.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna take a chance and show the trailer. If I have to edit it out afterwards, well, I will.
That's fine.
All right. I don't want to watch it from entertainment tonight because they're just gonna chill for it.
Well, since this is on all three channels, I mean, we can. I don't know what do I have to edit it out too? I might have to. I guess
only if you get a copyright claim on it. Then you'll just tell it to edit out the part that we're showing the trailer, and
I can do that right on YouTube. Okay, cool.
Yeah, go to YouTube Studio.
Nice.
And
I haven't had to mess.
You'll be able to.
Okay.
So let's see.
Oh, show it on Cosme. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna take a chance tonight, Tim, and
okay. Yeah, that's not a bad idea though, Tim.
Only exists in legends and bedtime stories.
We can pause it every 10
Talking
seconds or
tigers,
whatever. So.
spaceships.
I'm gonna pause it now.
Okay.
and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real.
Of course, that's young Adam.
Okay, you have 4. Okay.
Okay, so obviously that's Castle Grayskull, or it could also be the Royal Palace of Eternia.
Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe.
Oh wow, I haven't
So
actually
I
seen
sent
this
you
part
to a
of the
place I
trailer.
knew that they
Funny.
didn't find you.
Oh yeah, I
There's-
just had watched the teaser. Oh, of course, yes.
There you
See,
go.
Now,
There you go.
this is
Pronouns.
this
Oh,
is the
but
whole
it's a
thing.
joke.
It's a joke. Fine, it's a joke, but I don't need to see these stupid things. Just like I don't need to see a blue hair young lady in a shop. I don't. Like I said, I just want this whole movie on Eternia. Be happy about that.
This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things,
Nerd stuff and sport things. So
it's not a good look for human resources.
yep, this is definitely made for the current generation.
Yeah, it is.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me
It looks okay.
Yeah.
the way home.
And there's where you get the thumbnail, folks.
What I don't understand also about a lot of modern
Hollywood
entertainment,
taking a
they
big
just-
giant dump on established IPs.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
see
Cash.
Adam acting like that ever. I don't even think in 2002 series, the animated one, he acted like that.
I mean, he can be rather prickish at times.
Yes, absolutely.
But that's where Tila put him in line.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And also said, well, you know, unlike you, some of us actually work while you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry.
Sir, you can't do that.
And she has had blue hair too. I'm just
Of course.
pointing it out. And then other people say, "What? There aren't people in real life who have blue hair." That's not the point.
Well, you know, you want to know something? Those people with blue hair, pink hair, red hair, purple hair, whatever color hair they have, they usually have to use dye of some kind.
That's right.
It's not natural.
Yes, I agree. You know, Adam before he became He-Man absolutely was weak. You know, that's why his training and stuff is important. Absolutely, dude.
The sword's mine.
The sword's mine. Castle Grayskull, but I'm making no apologies.
And then for
I
some
don't like
reason, the
CGI.
sword would be on Earth. Really? Okay.
It should be hidden deep within Castle Grayskull.
That's right.
There are two halves of the power sword. One half belongs to He-Man, the other half belongs to She-Ra.
Right.
You put those two halves together, you have the full power of Grayskull.
Hang on. It's about to get weird.
Oh, it's about to get weird, Cash. It's about to get weird. Weird. Where we've heard that before. And well, could they act like they're not even trying to act? At least show some G forces. And again, the CGI. That's one of the things that bugs me. Another, we've already had a Masters of the Universe movie take place on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need another one that takes place on Earth. And what? Is Cringer just going to stand there and not speak, or is he actually going to speak in this?
Yeah, I don't know. Question.
One of us.
Idris Elba's Man at Arms.
Yeah, Idris Elba.
I
Yeah.
mean, doesn't look bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Man at Arms has to have the mustache.
Supposed to do.
Right.
Tila's not a redhead. Well, oh yeah. That's right. She's a dyed redhead.
Take the sword.
Yes.
You protect them.
Bisto. Let's look at this. After the transformation, I guess that's Beast Man. I don't know.
Oh, good. We're back on Earth again.
Yep.
Remember. That's right, Phil. Remember.
Trying to get it to where you can actually see a little bit of evil in. Try that again. Well, there you go. A little bit of evil in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cringer.
Yes.
Come on. At least show Cringer as Battle Cat.
And how much slow motion is going to be in this movie too? That's like at times.
I don't know. Ask Zack Snyder. Maybe he had a part in this. Oh, come on. I'm supposed to believe he's becoming He-Man by going, I have the power. That's as bad as me becoming He-Man. And look, he doesn't look that much different from Adam to He-Man. Oh, yeah,
No.
I can hear somebody right now say, well, in the Filmation cartoon, he didn't look any different. Filmation was a low-budget animation company. Of course, they reused animation models over and over again. They used the same animation model for Adam and He-Man.
He did look bigger though. Adam, and I will definitely compare that later. But yeah,
Well,
I'm sure he did. Yeah. Or we can just find pictures of it.
no. It was a 2002 series where they had two different animation models.
Mm-hmm.
One for Adam, one for He-Man.
Both looked really good. So. Yeah.
Snake Mountain. How much you want to bet Jared Leto just voices Skeletor? He's not actually Skeletor. He's not actually Keldor before he becomes Skeletor.
Okay, I hadn't watched all of this trailer before. This is okay, so I just had watched the teaser. In June 5th. Oh boy.
In
I don't know.
premium formats.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Very exciting. That's okay, man.
That's okay. This Jet Xer does have a connection to He-Man. I watched the cartoon when it came out in 1983. When the toys were out in 1981, I had them. And the mini comics, before they even adapted the cartoon series, telling He-Man's lore, was a little different than the cartoon. There was no Prince Adam in the mini comics. That was a Filmation creation. And I can hear Cash typing along, going, is Mike correct? No, this whole movie isn't a good sign, Jet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also looking at the 2002 He-Man pictures.
Lester, I see you over on the YouTube side, but for some reason StreamYard isn't showing you in the chat. But if you want to come on the panel and join us in tonight's discussion, there is a link in the post section for all Stealth is Optional channel members. But yeah, that is the new Masters of the Universe. Why couldn't they just call it He-Man? Oh, that's right. He's him, and the Masters of the Universe. Pronoun man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I understand. I just when people are like, "It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Don't you understand? It's a joke." Yes, we get it. But once again, why is this stupid stuff in He-Man that shouldn't be there? Why is this in the Masters of the Universe that doesn't need to be there? So why? It's just ridiculous. Then even the last cartoon, there was just stupid stuff in that too. So, it's just stuff that shouldn't ever be in it. Masters of the Universe. I mean, I'm looking at Tila right now, and I'm looking at Adam to He-Man, and he just. Okay, so is this Adam? Yeah, so Adam. And then I'm like, yeah, so He-Man, obviously, even in the 2002 reboot show, which was awesome, just like the Thundercats one. Yeah, no, he looks a lot bigger, actually. So, yeah, they did a nice job in animation form. So,
Yeah, I'll bring it up so people aren't going.
Okay.
What? Huh? He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, 2002. Which you can actually watch on YouTube. And I wish that show hadn't gotten canceled because they were going to bring in She-Ra and a few other characters.
Of course. These shows, just like the Thundercats one, it didn't go on that long. But no, man, entertainment's been taking hits. Art has been taking hits, I believe. Is just everything's become less. The Thundercats go, the Titans go. I mean, the storylines can still be there, but I just can't sit there and watch a lot of that animation. I just don't like it. And I'm curious to see if a lot of the fans do. Yeah, look at how great that looks still.
Yep.
2002, man. Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. I absolutely agree.
Yeah. This is a group shot. You got Ram Man, you got Tila, you got Man at Arms, Orko, He-Man. And Castle Grayskull, you have Zor and why am I forgetting his name? Why am I forgetting his name?
All right, man.
Yes. I'm losing my cred, man. I'm losing my cred.
It's okay.
Orko?
No, I already mentioned Orko.
No,
I already mentioned Orko.
That other guy is a Xanthos or something like that. The flying guy, right in the background.
Any other night I could think of his name. Tonight?
Sorry.
So I'm gonna cheat.
That's not Zodak. That's not Zodak, is it?
No.
Okay.
But people have mentioned, why did they race swap Man at Arms for having Idris Elba play him?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have him play Zodak? Because Zodak was a black character.
Yeah, that is
in He-Man. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to find it. As soon as I find it, I'll bring it up on screen.
I can't believe I can't remember his name either.
I'm getting old, folks. Getting old.
Yeah.
I had so many figures.
Stratos.
Okay.
God.
It's all right.
Yeah. Thanks for.
You just haven't thought about it in a while. It's okay.
No, I haven't.
See, I mean, look, I don't agree with this. Like, even this He-Man and Masters of the Universe series, they on IMDb rating, so the user rating, it was 7.5 out of 10. I'd say this is easily an 8, maybe 8.5. I can't. The show was really good.
I'm trying to find a good picture of Adam from the 2002 series. All right. And no, I don't want the Kevin Smith one. No,
Yeah.
that's no. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. No, I don't want to. I don't want Kevin Smith. Adam, I want what I want. No, no. All right, let's do it this way. All right.
Give him what he wants, what he really, really wants.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God, Hannah, really?
Jeez. Tata.
I knew he was a secret Spice Girls fan.
Hey, Posh Spice isn't bad.
I like Ginger Spice.
Ginger, she's married to somebody in F1, coincidentally.
Yeah, there's
That's
pictures
one.
of Adam.
So here's Adam before he becomes He-Man,
Right.
and now let's give you a better look at He-Man from the 2002 series. All right, this will work just fine. Let me increase this so you can at least see something.
Yeah, see?
But there's how he looked as
That's a
He-Man.
nice change. Oh,
Dolph Lundgren in the 87 movie, we never saw an Adam turn into He-Man. He was already He-Man by the time we saw him in the 87 movie.
Right.
So,
no.
but yeah.
I mean, obviously, you can see the trailer. The people who are working on this, they know some stuff about He-Man, but how much?
Well,
and-
how much did Mattel say to them, keep with the lore? Then Mattel just said, yeah, we got to put this in, that in, and all this other messaging bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I get it. They're
there's gonna be
jokes. I
messaging in there.
understand. They're all supposed to be jokes, but my feeling is still the same. I just find it to be dumb shit. That's it just doesn't belong in a He-Man movie. And since we have a chance to finally do one that can be on Eternia, look, yes, is it possible that like what Crit and other people were telling me? Yes. Is it possible this movie could be popular? Sure. But it's also possible it won't be.
Well,
It's also possible it could be a failure.
It's possible, and I know someone's going to say, well, you can't really use this time of year to judge the box office. Well, it doesn't seem no matter what time of year anymore. You go to the box office, it's in shambles. But with the way the box office is right now, and I know January is a slow time, so is February. But look at these numbers for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's pitiful. We looked at numbers during this past summer. Very few movies even reached 700, 800 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. That keeps continuing to be a trend.
And if you don't believe me, well, man, look at this. Just the domestic gross was 423 million for Minecraft.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch.
And its worldwide total, it almost made $1 billion, but it didn't quite cross that finish line.
But it was a big success,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Lilo and Stitch.
Another big success, yeah.
It did cross $1 billion, but look at that international compared to your domestic.
Extra 200 million for international around there, yeah.
And Superman.
Yeah.
Look, it only made 262 million internationally and 354 million domestically.
I guess it made a pretty good profit because they're making a second one, but we've seen that also.
I think it was also greenlit before.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. Patty, your favorite movie. Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yay!
Yeah, I can't.
Yay! Dinosaurs.
I can't really speak for the Jurassic World stuff if I feel like that's part of entertainment falling apart, because those movies are still doing pretty well. I know a lot of people didn't like some of the what went on, but I had fallen
Rebirth.
out of I had fallen out
Go ahead
with
and talk about
Jurassic World.
Rebirth.
Yeah, go
Adam.
ahead.
It really they just edit it a little more. Editing makes a situation more believable, and that was the thing. It was like, oh, we're believing only what we see on the screen, so stuff that isn't on the screen, the people in the movie can't see either. That's kind of how it seemed to me.
Mhm.
It's like, remember that thing that was just attacking you? It's still there. You just, I guess, don't see it anymore.
And it moved on from
That was
part of the plot.
it was, I mean, that was the biggest thing for me. And it was so noticeable that, like I said, even my wife, this is a much more casual thing. And she was even like, I'm like, so they didn't see those? And she's like, right? You know, these are things that she doesn't bring to light. And even she was noticing. And she watches the movies, the Jurassic Park movies. She enjoys them. You know, I mean, we watch them. She doesn't, like I said, she's a very casual fan of cinema. You know, so but the first ones are better. We like those characters much better. You know, I mean, Jeff Goldblum, it's kind of steals a lot of stuff,
dude.
you know.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
he does, man. He definitely, yes. And I know they brought him back in the not Rebirth, but the one before this.
yeah,
the
for
podcast, yeah.
for
Dominion,
screen time only. That one, yeah, it was screen time only. He really didn't. It was a little disappointing.
It's
I was like, this is the guy, dude. This is the guy. Listen to the guy.
I mean, this movie, especially because of the international budget or the international box office sales, did better because it's around like 500 million. But this has been considered a success, so they're going to make another one.
Because the international audience is glamoring toward it or glumming onto it.
Because
it's not because of the domestic audience, it's because of the international.
Because I actually really enjoyed the scene that they showed in the trailers where they're being attacked in the boat. I enjoyed that scene. But that at the end of that scene, like they're on the beach, and I'm like, they're still in the water. They can come up on land, and they're just like, okay, that part's done. You know, and they're just kind of like moving on. I'm like, they're right there.
Yeah, it's just like the thing is, like, Wicked overall has been a success. The musical was a success for people, but this movie did make less money than the first part. And from what I was hearing,
I'll bring up Wicked just to show what that made compared to this.
Both parts, I would say this has definitely been considered a success for Wicked. So, yeah. Yeah, I just the thing is, you
can see the first one did better here, had a better box office performance overall. Then we take a look at Wicked for Good.
Yeah,
they lost 200 million.
Yep.
Best scene in Rebirth with the tracks and River is just from the novel.
I agree with that completely. I remember seeing that and going, finally, they did it. But I kind of had a problem with teeth and things not puncturing. They're on a raft, man.
yeah, that raft. I didn't watch it, but the raft should have popped. I'm just saying that.
The raft is one of the only things that survives.
I mean, just looking at last year's domestic box office total alone, these numbers are pitiful compared to what we've seen before.
Yes.
when
Yeah,
movies would get 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $1 billion.
yeah, we're seeing
One
what we're
billion.
seeing is like look, even if you're excited about He-Man, you're not excited about He-Man. I feel with all these franchises, it's just the things that keep are being said, and then when what happens is uh, then when it actually becomes a reality, either stuff like The Acolyte, which was just dumb fan fiction. I don't care what anybody thinks about that. That was just a perfect example, and it really is a perfect example. What happens with dumb fan fiction becomes a reality. And so we just keep seeing the decline of this. I mean, why wouldn't people turn away from Doctor Who, turn away from Trek, turn away from a lot of these franchises? I mean, everything. I think even stuff like Final Fantasy, in a lot of ways, it goes up and down.
Mhm.
But even these other companies, they put out this stuff, and they're like, "Hey guys, we have this minority character that okay, but you guys are doing a poor job on selling people." Like, I'm sure when Laura Croft was first introduced, people were like, "Oh, we don't know if that's going to work." I'm sure there were people just like Star Wars, just like all you hear these stories. Oh, we don't think that's going to work. Well, you have to sell people. The marketing is also poor about this stuff. And I
Yep.
remember I
I'll
was,
still go
yeah,
back to Transformers 1. The
yeah,
piss poor job both Paramount and Hasbro did
right.
promoting that movie.
They did a piss poor job. And I can understand also why people didn't like that movie, but like that trailer put people off, even people who are actual Transformer fans. That's why when we see something like this Voltron trailer, whenever it finally comes out, if it ever comes out, hopefully it's going to make people who watch the show, the '80s show, the later ones, even the 3D one was pretty cool. That they're not hopefully going to go into that more of a Netflix direction. They're going to go actually in the past, because Henry Cavill is like, we've got to go more in the past. Let's go back into the 80s or the 3D stuff that they did. So yeah, I love Spider.
And because Baron's not here, I'm going to fill in his seat.
Right.
And Vor says they didn't care if Laura worked. Oops. Boobies!
Yeah,
That's for you, Baron.
that's right.
So if you watch this later, boobies!
You've gotta sell people. People don't understand that every character that you looked at, just because they looked great on screen or they were attractive or whatever, their personality was so much more. Look at the woman from No One Lives Forever. Yes, she's like from the 70s, and it's kind of like this Austin Powers kind of looking character and stuff, because people actually wore that stuff in the 70s, but she's so much more than just her attraction. That's what you need to sell people on it. So if you actually want to make, say, a character that looks bland or whatever, where's the personality? Where's this? Where's that? You've got to sell people on this. This is one of the problems also with entertainment lately. They're doing a very poor job on selling people on a lot of things. I can even say they did some things right in that Minecraft movie from what I saw. They actually had stuff from the actual game, which was a credit to the movie. I don't know how to exactly feel about that. I've only watched ever half of it, but so I don't really have that much of an opinion on it. But from what I did see, they did have stuff from the actual game. Yeah, sure.
Lava chicken.
Hello, Lady Mist. But yeah, right. A Minecraft movie apologist, but no. I'm just saying that the when they actually have stuff from the actual property, that's good, but it's just like you got to sell people on these characters, and so it can't happen. And I don't know, like we're seeing some entertainment, but even like some of these Japanese anime, some of them, it can suffer too, especially with people taking over. Other people have watched some of the Dragon Ball stuff, said that there were changes, and these are people who are hardcore fans, and so that should be concerning to people. Right, I know, Crit. But I just I don't know. We keep seeing the trend of what's going on. I mean, I don't like some of the evolution of stuff that's happened with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't like some of the evolution, obviously, that's happened with Doctor Who. I don't like if you're like, I'm going to put in a female doctor. Okay, but she still needs to feel like Doctor Who. She needs to make the final decisions. She can't be like, oh, I want my minions to do it. I want my secretary or whatever to do it. You can't have that. Doctor Who needs to make the final decision. These are things you should never change.
The Doctor, Cash.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's just the Doctor, not
Just
Doctor
the Doctor,
Who.
right? I know. I'm just saying for the show. It's just you're not. You should not change these things because they don't. They're great. So don't try to fix them.
But that's what they continue to try to do.
Mhm.
They try to
Yeah.
fix what really isn't a problem with movies and TV shows.
Exactly. Yeah, you're breaking things and you're fixing things. And yes, I get there can be jokes and stuff, but what if those jokes just don't fit into that franchise? What if those jokes were never there in the first place? They shouldn't be there
What
at
if there's
all.
a
If they don't
what if there's a particular style of humor that the franchise has always invoked?
right.
Because it knows
Exactly.
it's not supposed to be a comedy series.
That's right.
But you look at, previous Trek, yeah, they had some funny moments,
Yep.
but they didn't go around it with a whole episode a lot of times. It would sprinkle those episodes in occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. That's why people care so much about what happened to Tifa and stuff. It's not because she's a real life person, because she's not. She's just a character. But it's just they got to like the character so much that when people start changing the design, changing these things, it upsets people. Well, I mean, it's the same thing that happened with Laura Croft with the reboot Tomb Raider. Yes, I like the character model, but I understand why people feel about this the kind of stuff because they get so either attached to the character, they don't like things. This is why it made people so mad about the ending of Mass Effect 3 because people were told that all their choices were going to matter. So everything that they did from game 1 to game 3 and then what happened and even with the extended cut, it still didn't make a lot of people feel better. It just was a band-aid to them. They don't like that stuff.
I mean, let's
I
let's
bet.
talk about Rebel Moon real
Yeah.
quick.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The first one. The only reason I liked it was because I went in with low expectations. So low, in
Right.
fact, I wasn't expecting to get much out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up liking the first one. Second one, however, took too long to get going, and when it finally did get going, it seemed like it was taking longer because of all the slow motion. It didn't help move the story along.
No, it didn't, and that's the other problem. The too much slow motion. There has to be a point where you're just not using. Just use it for certain things, and you're like, we've seen even stuff in the past. Look at that slow motion. Okay, that works. That like when we saw with F1, there's things that were slow motion, but it worked, and so because it wasn't overdone. But people got this idea in their head, I think, because they saw the slow motion in something like The Matrix that, oh, we can go crazy. But no, just you got to back off. If the movie, the way the film is made a certain way and it makes sense with the slow motion, fine. But you go crazy with all this stuff with slow motion, and it's just that's another thing that just can hurt entertainment.
Hmm?
Yes, exactly.
I agree with that. The slow motiony thing, especially in sports, like in F1,
Uh-huh.
as long as
Right.
it's not too much, because
Right.
F1, we can't relate to it, but sports we can relate to. And a lot of us do kind of understand when athletes talk about that time slows down for them. Like
Mhm.
that was 2 seconds.
Yes.
And you'll hear them talk. I looked over here, I saw this, I looked down, I took a step, saw him react, and it's like, and so it like you said, it makes sense in some films, and
Right.
it could have been overdone a little in 300, but that kind of makes sense to me. Like in the heat of battle, your mind, your eyes super focus on different things. We almost get like what they portray as that eagle vision. like how they can just zoom in and zoom out and look
Right.
all over the place. It's like that's kind of how we get in those super fast, complex moments.
Mhm.
Somehow we're able to compute what we're doing, you know, and
that's
I think
yeah.
I think that's why it seems like it slows down, because we're not used to computing that much in our head and understanding it that fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
and it's like, oh, and it seems like you're thinking in whole sentences too, which is really strict, you know,
Right.
in the, you know,
Yeah, it's just stuff like F1, and I'm glad to see that it's actually getting awards because the Oscars can do things right. But it's
It's
just
getting nominations. It hasn't gotten.
Nominations,
yes.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it hasn't gotten any awards yet from other stuff
if
yet. So
if there are politics involved in this awards thing,
oh, there will be.
I
Unfortunately,
think F1 will get something, because
it'll
like we
get
were discussing
something.
during the movie, Lewis Hamilton helped produce it, and he's the only black athlete in F1 ever. So
Yeah.
there's definitely like a
Right.
political angle that would benefit some people.
Yeah, some people, right? That's fair. Yeah, but no, it's just what happens is I think also the downfall of media or has been, and why this stuff is making less money and why stuff like anime is rising and then other times it's falling, because any of this stuff can rise and fall at any time. So I think it's just we're not seeing a lot of people saying we care about the source material. Like I've said before, the old guard seems to still care about source material, but the new guard seems to be telling people, okay, hey, I don't want you to read this. I don't want you to read this about the character.
Well,
Why?
James Gunn with Peacemaker.
Right. And
Telling
it's
John Cena, don't read the original comics. We're not using
Right.
them.
And there wasn't much anyways with Peacemaker, but James Gunn took it upon himself. And there's nothing wrong with this direction, but you really, if there isn't much there and you want to add more, it's just like, I understand some people like Peacemaker. I get it. Other people don't. But James Gunn, I mean, we did have an episode like This Is True that actually insulted Christians. Why? Like, it's just so weird and ridiculous. So, and stupid, but there wasn't much from what I've looked into about Peacemaker. But James Gunn was like, okay, let's make. I don't know how other people felt about this, but when I first saw Peacemaker on the screen, I was not sold on him. Like, okay, he's making these stupid dick jokes and stuff. I'm not feeling this character.
No.
I just wasn't. Other people may.
For me, for the Suicide Squad,
Right,
I had to turn my
right.
brain off in order to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that.
Yeah. I just, and then it's just like the conversations I have had even with Vor before about like Dave Filoni, who's now become Dave Baloney, or maybe he has been for a while. Some of us just didn't notice it, but it's just changing of these characters, making them less is like hurting entertainment too. Making them more has always been the better direction. Making them less never has been. So all this stuff can be fixed, but if there's all this source material of something, I don't care what it is. I would use a lot of it. You don't have to obviously want to use all of it, but you should use a lot of it.
But there are certain franchises, Cash, that I don't believe can be fixed. Star Wars being one of them.
I don't
And
know.
my
You can't
main
unless you
reason for
change
saying
things.
that Star Wars can't be fixed is because of who owns them. Disney.
Right. I know. And that's the problem. And when these things become canon, what do? It's the same with stuff like the Doctor Who. The assistants. I remember I was saying the secretary, the assistants. We'll go with that. When you see Jodie Whittaker, and you see her, if you ever watch any of those episodes, you're like, why is she, as the Doctor, not making the final decisions like every other Doctor has? And you ask yourself, why? Why is this going on?
She's delegating.
Yeah, she's delegating, right? But right. But the Doctor is always the one who makes the final decisions about everything. He's a fucking Time Lord. It doesn't matter if he's a man, woman, whatever. It's just, I didn't understand that at all. Other people say, oh, it's fine. How is that fine?
Well, and even if it is fine, that's the problem. It's only fine.
Yeah.
Why isn't it good or great anymore?
Another good Silent Hill movie.
You know?
Yep.
Fine is fine. Fine is a
Yep.
D+, man.
Right.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's just they want to. That's why like Resident Evil turned me off. Like the first one was pretty good, and this is going way back. So this is going what 2000s, early 2000s.
you're saying the films there, the
Yeah,
films.
the
Okay.
film was pretty good. The first one, they had something, the T virus, different things. Okay, cool. Then the second one, they started changing things. It's like, oh, in this situation in Raccoon City, we can't have Claire Redfield. What? Why? She's supposed to be here at this. And so I get
They
it. They
put in
went in
the
this
other
more
girl,
action
yeah,
stuff,
the
right?
other-
But they didn't. Where was Wesker in all this? I mean, I think he might have been in the later ones, but maybe not. I'd have
He
to
is
check
there
that.
all the time.
Okay.
He's just not who they were dealing with.
Okay.
Because they're
Right.
not really aware fully of him at that time.
Okay. You've
They
watched all
think it's
the
these other
Resident.
people.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
watched them all.
You've watched them all. Okay.
I watch those like I watch the Underworld movies. You know,
Yeah.
they're decent. I like them. They're fun. You know, it's a very fun film to watch for me. And then the last ones, it's just like, wow, what
Right.
happened?
Come on, Pata. You know as well as I do that the only reason we watch Kate Beckinsale in the Underworld movies is because of Kate Beckinsale. That's it.
Well, I'll give a lot of props to that
Right.
leather
Right.
jumpsuit she was wearing. I'll
Um,
give a lot of credit to that jumpsuit.
but yeah, I mean, it's just what we see. It's a source material. It's also these actors who say this, and some of these directors and these writers, and the things that they say, and they're like, instead they don't take the Henry Cavill approach. Okay, I understand why fans are feeling this way because they're so passionate about this character. They like the franchise a lot or whatever. But instead, excuse me, the writers, the directors, a number of the actors, they go out and they insult the fans who have loved this stuff for years and years. Who do you think built this for you guys? Who do you think buys the merchandise for you guys? Like, that's not smart marketing at all.
That's the thing.
Yes.
If Superman was the hit they want to say it is, yeah, we look at its box office for last year. But if it was actually the hit they say that it is, then how come Superman merchandise is sitting on pegs and shelves at stores?
Right. Exactly. Why are people always buying old merchandise? Why are people always buying the Black series of older Star Wars stuff? Because they like it better in these, right? But it's so crazy to me. Like, all this is all like hurting entertainment. I mean, we barely have like even family shows now, because how dare they have any quality family shows? But it's all this stuff. It's like they want less instead of want more.
They want less, and they want to push their agenda in these shows and movies. I mean, take a look at modern Star Trek. All they wanted to have is characters that talk about their pronouns when they actually knew anything about Star Trek by the time of, Archer, Kirk,
Right.
Spock, McCoy, Data, Picard, Cisco, Janeway. By the time of those characters, nobody cared.
Right.
It's like, okay, you're a human being like I am. Cool.
Yep.
Let's hang
but
out.
that's why things like, why does Beavis and Butthead get to come back? And because Mike understands, because it's the same kind of humor that people still enjoy. You can watch one clip and the guy wants to, pull his pants down and put something in the ATM, and then he's like, there's people around and stuff. Like, it's just stupid and funny. But he still understands that this is what we should do. The people that understand. Look, I think even Rick and Morty had fallen apart because they just went too weird with it. It was weird, and then they lost Justin Roiland, and I know there's must have been situations with that. I don't know if that's all his fault or he got hosed, like we've seen with some of these people. But even Rick and Morty got way too weird, and I'm like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
And we have a question from Helion.
Okay.
So as soon as she types that question and I see it in the chat, I will bring it up here.
Panel.
Yes, I agree. They do.
Yeah, they do. They treat us like we're stupid morons that we're just gonna mass consume everything that they put out there, whether it be on network TV, streaming, or even in the theaters.
Yep. And Henry Cavill was the best thing about The Witcher. I could only get through a few episodes, Crit. I couldn't. Everything else was just subpar to me in that show, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. Even with Henry Cavill in it, I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
All right, so this is Leon's question.
Okay.
Do you feel that since you are all Gen X, is the reason for your woke conflict with Hollywood? I don't think it's just because we're Gen X, Leon. I think
there's people younger than us who don't like this. Yeah,
we've seen good entertainment before we got into, let's say, 2014, 15, and 16 is when it really started to show up with this woke agenda.
And even some things that aren't even woke, it can be bad too because it's just poor. It's not a good script, or it's not this. It doesn't. The agenda doesn't help, and the agenda, if it doesn't fit into the franchise and they're just trying to drill something in there, it's ridiculous. And you can always see that they want to do this. We need to race swap this. Well, what if we race swap this other way? No, we can't do that. That's racist. Okay, that it doesn't work like that.
And, to continue with Leon's question, yes, do I happen to prefer things that I grew up with? Well, of course, that's what I grew up with.
Right, exactly.
I'm not going to say otherwise.
I can't say we weren't spoiled because you could just tell that a lot of people really cared about putting out something that could last for generations. Why do people watch some of these old films? Why does film classes show stuff like Citizen Kane? Because however you feel about it, it's still a classic to a lot of people. It's a story. It's the whole thing. It's just it's really, really interesting. And there's other people who don't like it. They find it boring. That's fine. But it makes you think. The other problem is a lot of our entertainment doesn't want to make us think. And if it does make us think, it makes us want to feel like we're stupid. Or we're watching a bunch of TikTok videos of narcissists. Yes.
Well, unfortunately, that's what Starfleet Academy looks like it's made for, the TikTok generation.
Right.
And, they could say, well, we're making a Star Trek for young adults. You don't need to have a Star Trek specifically for young adults. I will keep saying this until the day I die. Right. I was 7 years old when I got into the original series of Star Trek.
Yes.
Let me say that again. I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
I wasn't a teenager. I wasn't an adult.
Yeah.
I was a 7-year-old kid who was still into cartoons, still into playing with toys.
Yep.
I got into a show like Star Trek.
That age. Yep. Yeah, but my, because back then, your family probably usually would turn on TNG at the time or something else, and you were a young kid probably, and you would just watch it, and that's why a lot of this stuff your parents watching. So, what's this? That's why a lot of people got excited about Indiana Jones. And look, you can just ignore the last movie and even the fourth one. It has the story is all over the place, but they're still fun.
3 Indiana Jones movies.
The fourth one, the Crystal Skull.
There are 4 lights.
The Crystal Skull is still fun. It's not a great plot. I'm just not a fan really of the alien stuff, but it's still a fun movie to an extent. But the last movie is just it's just a mess, and you can blame Disney for that. You can blame you can blame Kathleen Kennedy for that probably too. But it's just a lot of this stuff from the studios and even Paramount. You can't trust Paramount, Skydance, the merger, when they continue to release stuff like Starfleet Academy. And if you like that, great.
Let's put this out too, because I've mentioned it before, but Starfleet Academy was made by the previous regime, the previous ownership.
Mm-hmm.
It was still going to go ahead regardless.
Okay, well then. They couldn't stop it? There's no way that they could stop that?
Cash, if Skydance wanted to stop the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, they could have, since they co-produced two of them.
That's true.
And I do want to get to this comment from Godzilla and Aaron. I'm going to use a different voice for it, not my own. As someone of similar age to y'all, I grew up before the internet, before the dark times, before the TikTok shit. Not bombarded by algorithm nonsense. You only found out about things if people talked about it. It was organic. Yes.
Right.
When we went to school as kids,
Mm-hmm.
how did we find out about a cartoon series that everybody was watching? Well, somebody was talking about it on the playground. Somebody was talking about it in class. You know, our parents, how did they find out about shows or, movies? Oh, yeah, they could read the arts section, arts and entertainment section, read the reviews, but more than likely, they listened to a friend who actually saw the movie and said, you got to go see this. You got to spend money to go see this.
Honestly, how did South Park get so big? Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah.
I mean, one person would see that show and tell everybody they know. I think that's my problem with today's Hollywood. It doesn't matter if you're woke or not. We had so much good stuff. You got to keep giving us good stuff. Are we going to watch it and go, what we had before is better? And of course, we're going to go back to what we had because there's still more there. There's hundreds of movies and dozens of series that I still haven't watched that people say are great. So I'm content. If they aren't making stuff that's going to make me watch, there's plenty there still.
I mean, I've mentioned this before, too. Move Along Home is one of my least favorite episodes of Deep Space Nine. But I'd rather watch that than watch a lot of the current Star Trek.
Well, and I think you guys have mentioned this before. It's like that's why, like, Seinfeld and Friends and these older shows still get watched. People will watch them beginning to end. Office and these, watch them multiple times. And it's like, that's unheard of. And it's like, well, why not? If there's nothing else that I like better right now, why wouldn't I watch my favorite show? I mean,
Helion's comment that I have highlighted up on the screen right now, where she's saying that she's been watching a lot of rom-coms lately. One thing she appreciates was the fact that gender, race, or sexuality isn't all in your face. And that's the whole problem, too, of entertainment. They like to put things in your face. Oh, look, this character's gay. This character's this. This character's that. It's like, okay, what does that have to do with the current story? Nothing? Well, then let's move on.
And if we're in the setting long enough and the writing's good, we'll know what your character's about without you giving us commentary.
Exactly.
And it's really, I don't want to be chastised in my movies. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, my daily habits are such a problem that you have to make it a point in film to tell me I'm wrong.
And Redstone over on Rumble says, The Last Jedi molested my inner child. Ooh. Ugh. Well, I have to admit something. When I saw The Last Jedi, and I know what, I was around friends and I was excited after I saw it. But then the more I thought about it and then watched it again, I went, ugh, it's bad. Exactly. We also had magazines that would talk about movies, commercials, whether they were on TV or on the radio, you heard about. And it's good to see Lady Miss on the proper side of things, where she has the power of mod. Unlike on the Phantom Hooligans, where for some reason Cash won't grant her the power.
And honestly, commercials, even like most of them were just boring and information. But then they started writing some pretty good commercials. You know, I mean, we had a pretty good run for a long time of commercials.
Got milk commercials.
Where's the beef commercials? But I mean, even
the 1-800
like,
collect commercials.
yeah. Or those, what is it that I don't know if it's this in your area, but they have these opera singers. It's a attorney at law, and he has opera singers do his commercials. It's ridiculous. But I mean, of course, and then we know that there were
commercials.
There, you do know it, yeah.
But the
but even if it's done well, you'll remember.
Yeah, you do.
It's not. They don't. Then they take popular songs and they just change the lyrics. It's so.
Oh,
lazy.
that's my thing now, dude. I hear it
that.
for all these like prescription things.
Yes.
That's my thing right now. I walk through the house and something comes on and I'm like, no, you can't have that song. How dare you make me think of something else? How dare you?
You can also blame a lot of these writers' strikes, and there'll be another one sooner or later, I'm sure.
There's so
for
many now.
why there's so many stupid reality shows. Teen Mom is still popular. Other stuff. It's cheap entertainment, but you can't blame the studios for doing this after all the arrogance of these writers. Well, I deserve this and I deserve that. Okay, well, guess what the studios and the networks are going to tell you? Go fuck off. You know, you're asking for too much.
Well, and I'm going to add this, you know, the writers and producers, directors, you name it, they think they deserve something, but we, the audience, don't we deserve something for,
absolutely,
you know, spending our time, which is valuable. Yeah. Everybody's time is valuable to watch your show, to watch your movie, whatever it is. Don't we deserve?
Yeah.
To be entertained?
We do. We pay for a service. Yes, we
deserve
to be entertained.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, dude.
What?
Dude. You're bringing something too soon. I was going to make a big announcement.
Okay. Well, just a...
The hell you say?
Please welcome back Baron Orman Tag.
For the Emperor.
Yo.
Oh, hell yeah.
For the Emperor!
How you doing, brother?
Hey, man.
Hi, everybody. Wow. I heard things happened.
It's good to have you back, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was meaning to talk to you guys and all that, but I thought I'll just pop in and go, hey, you know, here's a cameo. What do you think about that? It's a surprise guest. Because I can see that you replaced me with Pata Wannabe, and I think I should be insulted by that. Pata Wannabe is me. You replaced me with him. I got my eyes on you, Patty. I got my eyes on you, Patty.
I'm too short.
Yeah.
You just look right past me.
Yeah, no. Our Arcane season 2 was a failure because, or a lot of people have very mixed feelings about it because of it just was a dumpster. A lot of things got really weird and twisted. It was never. I notice always whenever you have criticism of these shows, people go, "Oh, is it the lesbian stuff?" It's like, no, we knew these characters were lesbian. What the hell's wrong with you?
What does it matter if they're lesbian? I don't care.
It's the way that the connections went. Yeah, it's just it's always the connections that just a lot of things just continue. It's either A, you're getting lectured when you don't deserve to be lectured. B, you see these characters as less. C, you've got this female character has no flaws, but this male character has to be weak. Well, then you'll sometimes see, I don't know, have we ever seen, even in entertainment recently, any male character that has no flaws? I think it's just been women, hasn't it? I don't know.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. And real quick, and we'll get back to that, Cash. But Losbeck says he doesn't like the Fallout show. He can't watch it anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is there a reason why?
Okay,
Because I think so far the Ghoul's been good. So I still enjoy.
And I have
Well,
a retort.
that's because you're a big Goggins fan. It's like if you could get Goggins and Christopher Nolan together on a project, that'd be the greatest. He would be out there.
No, he just adds a
Jay's
lot.
talking
Man.
about Rebel Moon.
no,
that would be his Rebel Moon. He'd be out there.
No,
like 10 out of 10.
Please, no. Well, even some of the stuff that Jace has watched, like the Devil May Cry show, some of this other stuff, Baron, we've never watched it. I don't think you have. You ever played Devil May Cry or seen Devil May Cry, Baron?
No.
Okay, I'll have to show it to you.
Well, before we get going on here and all that, and I saw you, Low Spec, the guy who's been one of your biggest supporters, Low Spec here, and you say Pat is better than me. I'm I am
wow,
hurt.
come on, dude.
I'm hurt, I tell you. I come walking in, and this is what I get.
Oh, come on. I gave you the big. Welcome back.
Oh, man.
Yeah, one guy
did it again.
Then,
All right,
then
put him in
Bill,
the corner.
Then Phil's over there. He's poking the bear with the towel crap again. And it's like, come on, the weebs of 40K. And by the way, hi, Lady Mist. Hi, everybody. Sorry I've been gone. A lot of shit has happened. I'm going to sit back and say on the air, I'll talk to these guys later afterwards. But
That's a big part of shit.
I just want to sit back and say, half of 2025 last year, with all the shit that happened, happened in the first 2 weeks of this month.
Wow.
We're not even out of January, and I feel like in July.
You're trying to get all that out of the way early. Good for you.
I don't think in this case it's
I know.
for you.
I know.
I'm stepping on that's it. I'm stepping on a little goblin. Watch out! I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna step on you. Got him! I got him.
Help! I'm being impressed.
But seriously, Baron, I know you'll tell us backstage, but seriously, I think I have an idea what you're going through right now because I had to go through it 5 years ago. And so
Mike, I really wish to God you were right. No.
Oh.
It's even far beyond that.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I sat back and said half of 2025 has happened in the first 2 weeks. Just imagine all the shit I went through last year.
Well, I have a yes or no question. Is the long suffering okay?
We will talk about that. But yes.
Okay.
Okay, but she's okay. All right, good.
Yeah, I put some chloroform across her mouth, and she's having a nice nap right now. So yeah, she's doing fine.
Wow.
Wow. I don't even know how to respond to that.
It's called tough love, guys.
Oh, man.
Tough love. No, like I said, it was just a situation
Oh, of course.
of your 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It'd be better. But I mean, not that I'm saying that situation is, but I mean, oh God, it's been a wild ride. Where's Mr. Toad? I want to shoot him. Where's Mr. Toad's wild ride? Is it Toad? I can't. I see a lot of things happen. By the way, what are we bitching about now? Just want to ask that.
We're just talking about the general downfall and spiral of entertainment.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't been complete. Well, yes and no.
I understand, Baron.
All right, but I've been seeing some of the shit show that has been going on. By the way, I heard rumors, guys. I have a source who's got a source whose cousin's got a source,
awesome.
And they say Kathleen Kennedy's is walking on this.
Actually, Baron, that is true.
That is actually true.
She stepped down as head of Lucasfilm.
Yeah, we had a nice stream about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I wish I would have been there for that.
Well, we even said we wish you were there.
I saw that. It's like, oh yeah, but next time I get on the show, I'm going to back and say, hey guys, I heard a rumor from a source.
Yeah,
who has a source. Who has a source. Just the typical bullshit thing.
Yeah, but real quick to follow up on why Low Spec didn't like Fallout, why he can't watch. He says the straw that broke the camel's back was fixing the radiation at Shady Sands.
Oh, I haven't gotten there
Well,
yet.
Shady Sands was built by Vault 15 members because there was clean, uncontaminated water there. They had a clean well. They crap all over the classic lore. And they obviously hate Fallout New Vegas.
That's unfortunate.
Well, that's just it. Them doing it with New Vegas is kind of destroying the continuity of the games. And now they're saying that this is the real-time lineup.
What I've also noticed is like the monologue and stuff when the other character, is it just Ellie? I can't.
Quiet, Godzillionaire. Shush. Quiet. Don't make me get Harvey on you. Can you say Harvey? There.
I don't.
Push the button. I'll take care of him.
When there's this
rain Doomcock.
When there's a scene
here.
When there's a
That's
scene,
a piss poor Harvey.
What I've already noticed in the first episode of season 2 of Fallout, I know Phil has noticed it also, is that there's certain scenes where less should be more. And I know this was a scene that people talked about, but when she's in the mouth of that dragon looking thing, the other character, not the ghoul, and she's supposed to shoot these bad guys or whatever. I mean, a lot of people are not exactly good in this show, but for obvious reasons, but she has to have a monologue. And I'm like, I think they could cut that monologue out. And when he says shoot, the ghoul says shoot, instead. Yeah, I know.
The old Tuco from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's like if we're going to talk. If we're going to shoot.
Right. And
boy,
so
we'll put a quarter in Phil, by the way. I just want to know that.
You don't need a quarter in Phil, dude. He goes.
Well, he's been maybe he picked up while I was gone, going, oh great. He's like going, great. That fucking Baron's gone. Now I can be more active. Now he's going, oh fuck, he's back. But I noticed he's a lot more chat.
But Phil and I both agreed. We were like, Phil, did you like this scene? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I feel the same way, man. I think they didn't need to have the character talk in this scene. But what's saving the ghoul, it feels like Walton Goggins. There's people out there. It's not just him. There's people out there that seems to always want to give 110%. And it seems like it's the same thing with Coulson, Baron. If in season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was Coulson that was keeping this show together. Without Coulson, it would have started falling apart. And then when the Hydra situation came in, everything went crazy in a good way. And so it's the Coulson character is the same thing with the Walton Goggins, that he's the one who's keeping this show together more than I think every other character. There's some interesting stuff going on, but it's too much. Like, it doesn't matter if it was a male character. We've noticed this is another problem with entertainment. We want less can always be more. So can we see just a scene where you guys understand that less is more, instead of they have to talk or they have to say things for like 2 minutes where they don't. So these are problems, and I can see that becoming an issue in this second season of Fallout. So already.
By the way, he wants his Fallout. By the way, Cash. So
he's been screaming about it for. If he gets upset about it, I said no, Phil. You can Fallout another day.
So, have you gotten your Goggins goggles yet? I see those.
No, I haven't.
Being that you're a big fan of it, I'm sure it's a big thing.
I've liked a lot of things that he's done recently. Vice Principals. I just have, just like Danny McBride. Yeah, it's just these people that are putting 110% into this. But I also find it funny that even in this season of Fallout, we're going to have it looks like the transgender character is back with the Brotherhood, and I think I'm just going to lose my mind. So because Phil and I have talked about this, and this is another thing. If it's a Brotherhood, I hate to break it to people, there would never be a transgender character in the Brotherhood ever. Well, just like the Sisterhood, there would never be a man. No. No.
Well, the thing is, it comes down to this. It's not the fact that you have that name Brotherhood, because you could probably, you have something with a Brotherhood and have women in it. But the thing is you got to go down the underlying philosophy of the
Right.
organization.
Exactly.
They are what would say somewhat not
Right.
masochistic, but I was going to say misogynistic.
Sure.
They're
Sure.
they're bent
Exactly.
on that the men are only going to be these knights and whatnot. And all of a sudden, now you're going to have someone coming in there who's pretending to be a guy. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be mean. I don't care. And they wouldn't go for that.
No.
That character
Right.
would work better as either a wastelander,
Right.
maybe somebody in New Vegas that tags
Exactly.
along. It's or a vault dweller. It's
Mhm.
not the fact that you have a trans character,
Right.
but you got to know what to do.
The lore would not
And
fit
where
with
it goes.
that. The philosophy would
Exactly.
not fit, and so that's just the way it is. It just wouldn't fit.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
Right.
and Low Spec over on Rumble says about
Rumble.
the Fallout series, they got the look right.
Right.
And what he doesn't like about the series is little details. Gojira is not facing Novak, he's facing away from town. The snipers are up there to protect the town.
Mm-hmm.
The show is just a big
Hmm.
ad for communism.
Well, I mean,
Well, isn't there has always been like an anti-capitalism because of the whole
Yeah.
apocalypse and stuff? So,
well, yeah. As the series went along, I mean, in the very beginning,
but
one
they
and
still
two and
have
all that,
currency. They have bottle caps. So, right.
yeah, and sarsaparilla ones, which
Yes.
is even more valuable. But the thing is you didn't really have that when it was under the original developers and owners. It's when it got bought out, went over, and we know exactly how they work at Bethesda. They're morons on borderline being a retard.
Well, the
but-
mods certainly make their games 1,000 times better, just like all this other stuff.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, someone's gone out there and said they finally got something for people are sitting across the board saying now we have a reason to buy Starfield. Why?
Right.
Because of the Galaxy mod that's coming out, where it turns everything into Star Wars. And not only have they gone out there and made that game even better, Starfield, by doing that, it's a throw in the face to Disney
It
and
is.
the crap that they've been giving us.
Mm-hmm.
So boom, boom, boom. I mean, and the thing is, it's like you said, the mod. Same thing with Fallout 4 when they had Fallout London.
It's a good game, I
I mean,
think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I never played London, but Fallout 4.
I have not played. I've seen it. I'd like to give it a try. I know there's a lot of hoops you got to do to try to get it modded in. That's the thing that scares the hell out of me. Well, maybe Low Spec can help. I don't know. Our DJ Ronnie G and the Turtles.
Well, Low Spec does say Bethesda Fallout is skin deep.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's a lot of
It's a caricature of Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. As I said, it's just the ghoul has always been the most interesting part of this story. The vault dwellers, the vault people, they're still, like, I would say, interesting, but I can just see that this season may fall off like Arcane season 2, but maybe not as bad. Well, Phil and I will have to judge, but
Well, the thing is, after seeing the entire season 1, which I liked, by the way, and yeah, there is nitpicking, obviously, with the trans characters. Not the fact they have someone's trans;
Right.
it's just they put them in the wrong spot.
Right, exactly.
Which would lead me into another rant in another area involving all that stuff too, of shit that's been coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But what was I going to say? If I can say, oh, but but the sad thing is watching the character arcs as they're developing.
Right.
I see so many dead ends, especially with the lead character, which you should never have. It's like, okay, I'm only seeing dead ends happening with all this, except for Goggins' character, the ghoul, and Kyle MacLachlan.
Yes, right.
Those are the only ones I can see that there's life for their characters. Everybody else is, including the main character, seems to be a throwaway.
Yeah,
And if
I'll
the
be
main
interested.
character is like the player in the game, you don't do that. You treat it like the
Right.
player in the game.
Right, exactly. And so what I'm wondering if they're going to focus too much on the Brotherhood, they're going to focus on this. This is what people have already said so far about this season 2. And I'm wondering if Phil and I are going to see the same stuff with that. So that'll be interesting. But I don't. I think this Fallout show, I don't know. It's just we've seen this before. Season 1 is really good. This goes even way back to Buck Rogers. Then season 2, they change a bunch of things, and you go, "Oh, why did you do this? You didn't need to do this." Or they get a bigger
Give me an
budget,
R,
Baron.
give me an E,
Mhm.
give me a.
They have a bigger budget, and then they go crazy, like the whole Megan. That's another thing. You have this really good idea, and then you get a bigger budget, and you start going crazy, and then Megan becomes like more of a hero. No, Megan's a villain.
Well,
At least that's how it was presented. Right.
I mean, look what they did with Catwoman. Right? She was a villain.
Yes.
She skirted the line of being a good person.
Yes.
Good guy because she had an infatuation.
Right, of course.
With Bruce Wayne,
right.
Batman. But now she's this great, almost anti-hero running around, being the underage lover
and she's saying things she's saying stuff that why would Catwoman ever say these things? That's the whole thing. Anne Hathaway never said these things. Obviously Michelle Pfeiffer never said these things. They
Even
felt
Halle Berry.
a certain way. Yeah, Halle Berry never said these things
either. She knew her movie was a turd, but the thing is that she was gracious about it. And
she was.
And of course, wait a moment. We never had a black person doing that stuff.
Oh wait,
Never.
yes we did. Right. Wait, Eartha Kitt?
Well, you just ruined my next punchline. It took Halle Berry to cross the color barrier for Catwoman. Oh, wait a moment.
Well, I mean, we finally have had like what now 2 Black Gordons, but it's like if they still feel like Gordon, it should be,
Cash.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's like you just did the blaxploitation science fiction film. It's Black Gordon, ba 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 ba, in the 25th century.
Well, do you guys also
give
think
that one to Keith? Keith would love that.
Okay, I will. I'll tell him that next time I talk to him. Do you guys also think? I mean, maybe this is not a big deal, but shouldn't it also be somewhat of the downfall also of entertainment is how many redheads has been actually insulted?
Well, how many characters have been essentially erased because they cast someone else when all they have to do, just like with He-Man, is look through the source material and say, hey, we have this character, we have that character, this character.
Well, yeah.
This is the whole thing with Falcon. It's like I keep seeing. Well, sometimes I see the picture of I'm like, that's fine. You guys like Captain America, Falcon, but don't you guys also understand? Falcon as himself was a better character. He was just better. He didn't need to have the shield. He didn't need to go on some crazy agenda rant about stuff. That's not Captain America. He loves this country, and so. You already had him as Falcon, and then you give the shield. I still think that Falcon should have given the shield back to Bucky in the Marvel show, and it just would have made sense. I mean, that's what happened in the comics. Steve Rogers gave the shield to Bucky in the comics, so Falcon should have said, this is too much responsibility. I'm sure other people say, oh, I can't believe it. And I'm just better as this person, and then maybe I can help Bucky more. But they don't think about these things. Because this character has to be more important than this character. Yet Falcon, if you guys watch the MCU films, the older ones, Falcon was a pretty important character. And Steve Rogers, and Falcon, they were friends and they had a good connection. So when he gave that shield in Endgame, it was like, okay, but now he should give it back to Bucky and be like, we can do more together if I give you back the shield. But they don't think about these things, as I said. So I don't really understand this stuff. Falcon was pretty cool just as Falcon. But
I don't want to say even I have a hard time getting in, but just to let you know, this is no longer Pop Talk. Welcome to Cranky Old Fans.
Oh, it's still
Right.
Pop Talk, Barrett.
It's still
You too.
Pop Talk.
Kaite.
It's still Pop Talk, man. But
I know.
it's funny. Baron's like, I'm back.
I'm back better than ever. Someone has to carry you guys.
Right. But
Listen.
wow.
Listen
Here we
to
go. Here we
Listen
go.
to me. Woo!
him.
Why do I put
Because
in my
of me. I carry the show. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's talk about that too. I know you know the information. Starfleet Academy, the episode 1 was available to watch on YouTube. I only made it through 15 minutes of it before I turned it off.
Good. For
And
you.
even in that 15 minutes, it's like, I'd rather die in glorious battle than watch this. But yeah, Gary from Neurotic decided, you know what? My Spock action figure can get better concurrent viewership than your pitiful show. So he puts up his Spock action figure and people watch. It got more views.
Oh, and Critical Thinker did something along with him doing the same
Critical
thing.
Drinker.
Yeah. Did I say that? Oh, okay.
He said thinker.
Oh, I meant to say drinker. But I went tinker. How about Critical Tinker? There we go. We'll go with that. But yeah, he was working in conjunction with Gary, doing the same thing of his own, and blah, boom. And what happens? Gary gets on Gutfeld, or at least mentioned on Gutfeld as some dude on the internet.
And it's good to see Foe over on the Rumble side. And he's going to be playing some Assassin's Creed, Rogue, and a Loop Masters game. Nice, very nice. But yeah, I mean, Gary and Critical Drinker do that. Fans like me are told that we're bigots, we're racist, we're this, that, and the other. The same old song and dance that people go to when there are other people that don't like a series because they're watching and going, already, this doesn't feel like Star Trek. None of Kurtzman Trek has felt like Star Trek since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
the closest you can say is Picard season 3. That's the closest.
And that was Metalis, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Metalis, and it still wasn't good. I know Gary likes, I know Neurotic liked it.
He does. He did. Critical Drinker, excuse me. Now I'm saying Thinker. Critical Drinker liked it. There's other people who liked it.
I think in the case of that is they're like the other desert going across the desert. Thirsty's all sin. They bypassed a bunch of oases with scum, and this was the least scummy one they could drink out of. And it's like, this isn't so bad. As the camel takes a dump and peas in it, right where they are, and it's like, best ever, best oasis we came across.
Well, it's just this is another that turned into another show where it's like, let's just kill these characters. Isn't this edgy? It's like, well, you could have saved this character and you could have done this. What are we doing? Makes no sense.
Could have, would have, should have, but it also doesn't help when you have actors who are part of this show. Robert Picardo,
right?
Oh, what a butts!
Yeah.
Who has said Star Trek has always been woke? And what's your famous line, Baron?
I got so many. The hell you say? I mean, I don't know. I'm
when it comes to Star Trek.
Oh. Well, it's not woke. It's social awareness. Not social justice.
Exactly.
See, I had to go through all my file facts of all the things I've said about Star Trek. Make me think. Stop it.
Well, you're back on the show tonight. I'm putting you to work. I'm not going to ease you in.
Fuck, I needed this.
You're reporting from duty on the bridge. I'm putting you to work.
Yeah.
So you got me on the bridge?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever
heard. What's this button for?
I need you to go down to engineering and recalibrate the warp drive.
That's right.
Oh, okay. More than happy to. Let's see. We'll select the warp drive and probably this.
I thought you were one of the best chief engineers in Starfleet, or was that just a rumor?
Wow.
It's a low bar these days.
Oh, coming from the short little thing over there. Oh, well, I was wondering when the little mucus ball.
Well,
Ever
it's
notice
just
that Grugo looks like that mucus ball, the mucilix or whatever? That no, mucilix.
yeah, he does a little.
That's the
bit.
thing to make you poop. But it starts with the M. So the thing that keeps you from getting the gunk out of your nose instead of trying to make you poop. You know, it's.
But
Well,
but-
you know, the thing is, I think the one thing we need to tell good old Bobby Picardo.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like Uhura said, when she's talking to Abraham Lincoln in the original series, what words that were used back in the 20th century that are used now have lost their meaning.
Yeah.
Well, even then, it's words that let's make them offensive, even though we still use them. You got the United Negro College Fund, right? Boom.
Yeah.
But you can't say that no more because that's change the name of your organization. How about the National Association of Colored People? I mean, again, there's nothing wrong. It's not a slight. It's not an insult.
No, it's not.
Those are the names of the organization.
Yes.
Right. NAACP, and I can't. I'm not smart enough to get the letters together for the college one. But the thing is no, we got to change it, and it's like okay, every 10 years we got to change our identity or we get called, and that's where you destroy your identity.
Right. Well,
that
that
was just absolutely fine. I mean, Abraham Lincoln surprised. Actually, he wasn't Abraham. He was Excalibur or whatever. But portraying this man out of the 19th century who is in the middle of, was in the middle of a war. Part of it was to free black people. And boom. And the shock is seeing that she's on a position on board a starship and whatnot is amazing. And, it's like, he's just pandering or whatever to her or whatever they're going to come up with their next lie. And it's like, no, it's shock and amazement of how far people have gone.
Yes, it is.
That's the important thing.
It is because, like we say, if it's the Doctor, if it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, anything, they're insulting these characters in a way because they keep making them less, or they're saying things that they would never say, or they're making these characters do stuff they would never do. Not the way that they were built. It's like, but all of a sudden they change their mind. What, the character can't change their mind? It's like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Why?
a character can change their mind, but there's got to be something important to it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
There's got, it's an evolution.
There's got to be something that leads up to it,
right?
Yes.
And whether
just like with Cisco.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be the emissary. He hated being called the emissary. But then as the show went along, he started to understand and started to accept the fact that he was looked at as the emissary of the prophets.
Mm-hmm. And
Starfleet made sure it didn't go to his head.
Right. And that's the important thing. It didn't go to his head.
I mean, I would like to see more stuff like the Orville. I just recently finished the Orville. Spock and I was watching, and Phil was watching this morning. We were watching. I finished the first season, and I'm like, this show.
Why
really
wasn't I
made you
invited?
think.
Well, why wasn't I invited? Why wasn't
I
Barrett
think you were
invited?
probably sleeping.
Why wasn't Pat invited?
Oh boy,
I was hiding.
I probably was sleeping, especially if you guys were watching it at 2:00 in the morning my time.
Probably, yeah. But
which is like what? 4 in the afternoon for Cash.
no, dude, it was about. It was actually around 11 and stuff. We were watching stuff, but that is funny. But no,
so 11 p.m. on the West Coast would be 2.
Yeah, 1 o'clock for me. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. I drank myself to sleep and curled up in a fetal position in bed by that
There
time.
you go. Right.
Yeah.
But no, it's just that show, whatever people want to say, because obviously Seth didn't get to do the Trek with Paramount because, we have to pick somebody else. We pick Kurtzman. And I get it. He's supposed to have a longer resume. He has more involved with films and TV and whatever.
They
But-
already had somebody that had Trek credibility, and that was Brian Fuller. They shoved him out of the door.
See,
Yeah,
because he was trying to stick to what Star Trek is, and they wanted more what Kurtzman was offering.
So, they keep changing like all this stuff, the way Picard was, the way it's just, we keep seeing this every year. These characters either become less or they just change things they shouldn't change. And then when the fans rejected, a lot of the old school fans, and then they're called all these names. It's like, no, they just want you to do better. But you would rather insult them because whatever you guys make supposedly is the best.
You don't like this show. You're not a real Trekkie. Yeah,
Right,
you guys
right.
don't like this show.
Right.
This is one of the best things that
You're
come
not a real
across.
Star Wars fan
Oh.
because you don't like this or whatever. Right.
Well,
You're not a real
Yeah,
Doctor Who fan because you don't like this. Yeah, I know. And the list goes
Well,
on
yeah,
and on. And
you listened to the new Klingon, Jaden,
on. Jeez. Yeah.
Oh, you mean
in
Ruby?
Starfleet Academy.
Hey guys. Hey you guys. No.
Oh,
But no, Cash, you're on the right track. You can tell it's not the actor's actual voice. It's not like when Michael Dorn was in the full Worf makeup where he had his Worf voice. They didn't have to change anything in the audio and post production to make him have a deeper voice. But you can tell in this new series that this is how the guy is talking. That they have to change his voice in post production.
Hey guy, I
What
am
about
caveman.
our honor? Why do I
you
sound
see
like
Wheel?
caveman?
Do you
That's
see
so
Wheel?
easy.
that's
You're
how
gonna
it-
cave
Wheel
in.
move.
That's how this guy sounds. He doesn't sound like a Klingon. He doesn't sound like all the Klingons we've met since Worf. I mean, I'm still going to use Worf again, where Worf would say, "I am Worf, son of Moog. I am
Come
here
on, man. English is
to
not his
answer-
first language.
to answer the questions of lies being spoken about my father."
Well, I mean, one of the big. Well, and I'm glad you brought. I'm glad you brought up the mentally defective Klingon in all this. First of all, and Mike, Michael Dorn got the part because he walked into Gene's office for his audition. Worf wasn't even going to be really a main character. He was just going to be a little
it's going to be
hanger-on now in the background. Yeah,
a supporting character.
Yeah, a token. Hey, token Klingon, come over here. Yeah, that's the name of the character. We'll call him Token. And
Worf is
he
the eye
walked
candy.
in- Yeah, he walks in and does it like Worf. I mean, the demeanor, the voice, everything. The moment he walked through that door, he imagined himself as this Klingon, and he was projecting what he thought this Klingon would be, because he knew what Klingons were.
Mm-hmm.
And
He was a fan of the original series.
right, and you take in even that short little bit that they were in Star Trek: The Motion Picture to get some of their attitude. Of course, Krug, another one right there. Christopher Lloyd doing that. The Klingon ambassador.
Genesis.
Or John Shuck as the Klingon ambassador. There will be no peace as long as Kirk lives. I love the Klingon ambassador. I love John Shuck doing that.
We demand the extradition of Kirk. We demand justice.
Everyone knows that the Klingons are everyone knows the Vulcans are the intellectual puppets of this Federation. I mean, how he talked.
Well,
to
that's
them.
the whole thing. It's just a lot of entertainment, I think, is also suffering because so many things have to feel forced. Nothing feels organic anymore. A lot of this stuff, it feels so forced. Everything from the Klingon going, it's ridiculous. And other people will go, "It doesn't matter." It's like, well, when your show or whatever gets attacked, you'll feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, is it true that it's on its way to be canceled because of how
I don't know, man.
horrible?
I really don't.
I don't know.
The rumor going around about it is that it's been renewed for season 2, but anything after that, they don't know.
Mm-hmm. And
But it was already renewed before the new Skydance regime.
Mm-hmm. And the big thing is just because it was renewed doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Exactly. Could still be canceled.
No.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy right here, this guy, the king of all Vulcans, man, right there, he kicked their butt. because some dude on the internet put him on there.
Actually, Baron, it was because of logic. Pure, simple logic.
I mean, I think that's awesome, man. That's great. I mean, why not? You know, if that Spock figure is more important than the Starfleet Academy, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, people want more of what we had of Star Trek before.
Yes.
We have said it time and time again. You go to social media, people have said it. People in chats have said it.
Mm-hmm.
We want more of what we had before.
Yeah.
Right.
There was nothing wrong with what we had before.
No.
It wasn't broken.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
It really wasn't.
The problem with Star Trek at the time of Enterprise is we had 18 years of it, and people needed a break.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big problem.
Yeah, and really, let's be honest. With Enterprise, they weren't exactly going the right direction until way too late into the series.
Yeah, it took Manny Koto. Yeah, it could have been a lot better if they had Manny Koto from season 1 all the way to season 4. It might have been a better show, but we don't know.
There was some. If it wasn't for Archer and some of the cast, I don't know. It was. I don't think Enterprise is a great show. I think it's good.
No.
I think it got better.
It's better than what we got now.
Yeah, way better.
Well, the important thing, Cash, is it's true Star Trek. So now it goes into its own category of being part of Star Trek, and now it kind of rates where is it on the tier of the original Star Treks. I do hold it higher.
I'll be right back.
Oh yes, I think
we got to take it. And we all know that Phil McCracken loves Archer. He thinks Archer's the best guy now.
Well, I mean, Cisco, Archer, Picard, old Picard. I mean, even Janeway, I would have followed. I mean, I don't hate any of those captains. Really, I find some better than others. But Cisco, I feel, is one of the best, as well as Picard, old Picard. I always liked Picard. And I thought Archer was strong, and Janeway I thought was good. She could have been, better. Some people I still feel after going back and watching some more Voyager, saying, there's probably some characters who should have gotten promoted more, like Kim and stuff. But at the time, I didn't think about that. And Paris,
Paris kept on getting promoted, demoted.
Right. That's crazy. Well, he always had an attitude about stuff too. So
which was his character. I mean, basically, it was the character. It should have been. They should have taken the character from the Weasley Crusher episode where they do the big crash thing, and they just should have, because it's the same character, just different.
Yeah, I mean, even back then, they had a chance to do like a Klingon series, and that didn't happen. I mean, these things don't always happen. I get it. Things just don't always work out.
People were clamoring for a Sulu series on the Excelsior.
I didn't mind Sulu. I don't hate his character. I just George on the other hand.
Well, I'm not talking about the character. I'm not talking about the Los Patriot. But the thing is there was a big push being that you had he's the captain of the Excelsior. We can still keep old Trek alive and have the adventures of Captain Sulu.
Yeah,
and
that
make
could
all
work.
the Japanese out there happy. It's like finally, we got show we want.
Yeah, I mean that reminds me of that episode of Family Guy. He's saying Sulu is the best out of everybody else. Everybody else is in the background base. It was funny, but that could work. Why couldn't it work?
What kind of captain is Sulu? Is he a sit in the chair captain, or is he an away team captain?
Probably more.
I think he's balanced.
Yeah,
I think he'd be a balanced one. I think he would have been paired with someone who actually would have been a true Will Riker. Who, when they sat back and talk about the captains on the ship, the other guy goes down. If he had that young go-getter, Basically trying to do a little bit like Next Generation, but Sulu still, he'll go down, but he'll stay back. He'll be
Right.
more. What would you say? He'd be a little bit more keen on that than Picard was. Picard didn't like that. He wanted to go. Why am I captain going
Sulu would
places?
probably think about things more, sitting in the chair and so on the bridge. So,
Mhm.
which
He
is
would,
fine.
he would be more analytical.
Yes, that's how he always was before.
We might have actually gotten more of a true Captain Pike with him, and I'm not talking about crap truck. I'm talking about Jeffrey Hunter, because in some ways that was what the character Pike was. Bed intense. The wheels were turning in the head. All that. It wouldn't be a mirror copy, but it'd be similar to, I think, what we would have had for Pike, and maybe what the character would have evolved to if Hunter would have stayed the captain. But the thing that shows that, he would be also hitting the ground is he was part of the assault team that went down in Kittimer to stop the assassins. No, Sulu still has that in him. He remembers almost freezing to death trying to shoot a phaser at a piece of rock to keep warm.
Well, also, the reason why you have Sulu and the Excelsior go to Kittimer is because of his loyalty to Captain Kirk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the band I served with for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not turning my back on him now.
Right. Because, basically he was in some ways breaking orders to do what he was doing. But, hey, he helped out. He helped take out the bird of prey, and then he helped take up some of the conspirators. That's our Sulu.
Yeah, that's why it's you ask these new people, it's like, what do you guys know about Trek? What have you watched? Did you sit down and actually watch the old show? Did you tell the actors to watch the old show? Did you have them watch old TNG? Did you have them watch Voyager? Any of this stuff? Did you have them?
Like I mentioned last week, Kesh, the actress that's playing the new Jemadar in Starfleet Academy, she says in an interview, "Have you ever heard of evolution?" And I'm thinking to myself, evolution takes thousands of years.
Hey man, life finds a way.
Okay, fine. The Dingbat talks about evolution. Great. Okay, let's take a look at our friend the deer. Let's take a look at our friend the deer. Whether it's a mealy or a whitetail, it doesn't matter. Just our friend the deer, right? And their lifespan that they have. So they have gone through many generations since the car was invented. Many generations. You would figure that somewhere's in there, something by this time, because of the many generations they have gone through, that there would have been some sort of social evolution bell in there going, "Hey, light's bad. Get the hell out of the way."
No.
But they still keep looking at the damn lights.
True.
Deer are too simple.
Yeah,
It's like a blonde in the 80s. Just simple creatures.
And it was mentioned on Deep Space Nine that there are no female Jem'Hadar. The Jem'Hadar are bred to fight.
They're warriors. Yeah.
Yeah, they're too.
Well, they're only denying
once they outlive their purpose, they mean nothing to the founders, nothing to the Dominion. So they're exterminated. They die.
Right. Well, they have a short lifespan. If they live that long, that is, because they're bred for war, bred to die. And do they even have junk?
No.
Right. So if they don't have junk, they don't procreate. In some ways, they are a synthetic life form that was genetically designed to be out there.
Yeah, because they were a synthetic life form created by the founders.
They were a dead life species before they were even born, because there is, no chance if it hits the wall and the founders are all gone, if their addiction craving to Kitaso doesn't get them, well, the fact that they don't have any place to stick a weenie that they don't have.
Well, remember, there was an episode in season 4 of Deep Space Nine where O'Brien and Bashir get captured by a rogue group of Jem'Hadar. One of them has been able to successfully wean himself off of the Ketchup White, but his men are having a hard time and they're low on supplies of Ketchup White. And long story short, what ends up happening in that episode is that those Jem'Hadar end up killing themselves.
Yep.
And the Jem'Hadar, the way they're bred, made, manufactured, however,
Think of a replica.
if without their leaders, could this, regardless if they, even if they can survive, could they survive? Could they build a lasting
No,
civilization?
Not with the
race?
way
No.
they're engineered.
It
Not
would
with,
be like maybe nomadic if they're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not with-
it
not with
seems like they become
everything-
pirates. I mean,
not with everything that we know about the Jem'Hadar that was
yeah.
presented to us on Deep Space Nine. They
Right,
serve
yeah.
the founders in all things.
Right. So
Obedience
we're
Obedience
like,
lines.
brings victory, and victory is life.
so here we are in the year like 3000, right? That's where they pumped them up
Yep.
to with whatever BS that they did with all the crap that Crispin came up with. There'd be a high chance, honestly, that the Jem'Hadar would be a dead species by then. That the founders
The founders
had
would have no use for them.
Right. Maybe they discovered a new thing to take over because they are imperfect. And it's like, okay, the Jem'Hadar project is all over with. And we've seen it in other fiction, right? I mean, let's go right over the Warhammer 40K. Before we had the Space Marines, we had the Thunder Warriors. The Thunder Warriors who are much more powerful, much bigger, faster and all that than a Space Marine, but they're imperfect. They had rage issues, you might say. They were hard to keep tame, and eventually, at the end of the of trying to get the reunification of Earth, well, on the Mount Ararat, they get all wiped out by Space Marines, Dark Angels particularly, and it's like, okay, you guys are done. Now the Firstborn in 40K is having that issue with the new Primaris, which is horrible lore, by the way, and that's how it evolves. The Jem'Hadar are not a people to Dominion. They're a tool.
Mhm.
And you wanna
Just
get
like the Vorta.
people.
The Vorta were a subprimal species
Mhm.
that the Jem'Hadar genetically manipulated to give them the knowledge and
Yeah.
experiences that they would eventually gain, but still, even they were subservient to the founders.
Right. Maybe through genetic tweaking and such, like the clones in the Star Wars prequels. The thing is, they were uplifted from whatever species, whatever it was, but they're still subservient and they're being cloned. So, how much of their reproduction has been screwed up now?
Mhm.
Are they a dead species before they were even born?
I would say yes, because all of the cloning. You keep cloning one after another. Eventually, that original DNA is gone. And
Well, it's
replaced.
also isn't stuff like even the makeup like hurting entertainment? I think it is. You look at the Jem'Hadar, Baron. I'm sure. Did you see the makeup on the female Jem'Hadar?
Here, I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Guys, I just ate. Please, I want to get my lunch done. Yeah, the only thing is she's missing is the coffee cup that goes, shh, a Jem'Hadar is speaking.
Oh, trust me, with what the character was saying in the first episode, she's pretty much saying a Jem'Hadar is speaking.
Yeah, you can tell right away.
I mean, here's a perfect picture, Baron. Let me bring it up here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of this stuff, Baron, if anything, it's become embarrassing, man.
Right.
What's happened to Trek, Doctor Who, the list goes on and on and on and on and on.
Let's.
There it
God,
is.
I haven't seen that picture, but
I don't like the
Jem'Hadar
gray.
is speaking now.
Jem'Hadar makeup has never been gray, so I'm just like, it's a
Oh,
weird shit.
yeah, I know I did it already on a previous episode
Not
of
that I remember.
Pop Talk, but I'm going to bring up a Deep Space Nine Jem'Hadar. I'm going to try to find the best quality picture I can.
yeah. Now, I'll give them this. Maybe there was some manipulation that's going along, and maybe there's some little color defects that come across some of them. But
Okay,
the
maybe.
thing is maybe, just maybe. I'm just throwing it out there.
No,
because
no, that's not a bad.
just like Mike was saying, there was a Jemadar who was able to beat the Ketracel White. But the thing is,
Well,
it's not a
I
normal.
will bring
That's
I
them.
will bring up that Jemadar.
Hey, there we go. Oh, you can hear her screeching right now. God, oh, it's like fingernails over a chalkboard. Just look. That's what that picture is right there. That's fingernails on a chalk.
Well, if you've actually heard the actress speaking, it is like
No,
fingernails on a chalkboard.
no, I haven't.
But
But
I'm going to share it.
Look at
there-
that. But look
is
at all.
that Jemadar
Right.
who had weaned himself off the Ketracel White. He was still struggling
Mm-hmm.
because his body depended on it.
Mm-hmm. But he was had an abnormality that 99% of the other Jemadar didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing
But
too,
look
Kat,
at-
remember, she's also part Klingon too, so she's not
Yeah.
going to have that. So how do
Part
we mix that
Klingon.
with a Klingon?
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you know
Cash.
that, man?
Our Klingon.
Yeah,
Ugh.
she's a Klingon Jemadar.
That doesn't. Is there anything in the lore? Okay.
No.
There's nothing in the lore cache about a Klingon Jemadar hybrid.
Give me a.
There have been human Klingon hybrids.
Yeah.
Look at that
Taurus and
makeup,
Kalar.
though. Look at the detail on that. I mean, it's so weird and interesting. It's cool.
That's Cash. That's Cash before he gets his first cup of coffee. Look at that.
And there's the new one.
Yeah.
And then they have to show that picture, but you look at the other one, just that picture of the first Jemadar, and he's just like thinking. This one, it's like this one's already screeching at you. It's just it all fits. I don't know. It's just
because
crazy.
because Jemadar don't screech. That's exactly what they are.
Right.
They're stoic. They're machines. They act like machines. They're basically
half
flesh
Klingon,
machines.
half Jemadar. Give me a break, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's
I think it's in the episode that Dias cast. I could have the episode name wrong, but
I think you're
it's when Worf and Garrick are in that Dominion detention facility in the Gamma Quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
Worf has to fight that one Jemadar, and that Jemadar actually grants Worf mercy. He says, "I yield to this Klingon. I cannot beat him." Because Worf will not give up.
Mm-hmm.
I might have seen that.
They're Red Warriors.
And then the Vorta says, "You will kill him now." And the Jemadar says, "No, you don't understand. It's a warrior's code that he and I understand."
Mm-hmm. Right.
So once
That's what
again,
they're good for.
they're hurting these franchises because they're putting in stuff that seems to be illogical. Really, it's ridiculous. We've seen this with Star Wars, Doctor Who. We've seen this with Trek. We've seen this.
Well,
with
what about
Turtles,
Arcane
with all
Season
this
2?
stuff.
I haven't even been able to get through it.
It's just that's another mess too because they just change things. Why can't Mel and Jace be together? Why can't this happen? Why does Jinx have a mini me kind of thing? It's ridiculous. It's just all ridiculous stuff. We should be focusing on the war with the underworld and the upper world and all that. That should be the main focus, not go off on all these other ridiculous tangents. It's crazy.
Well, I want to address the Klingon issue again. I know I brought it up way back when, before we even had this this conversation with Sissy the Klingon. Has he worn his dress yet? Just wondering.
I
wish I was kidding. I wish I was kidding. I saw.
I haven't
I
looked there.
saw some nonsense. I know. Yeah, I don't know.
Mike W. Barr, when he got everything all set up for the first DC run of Star Trek way back in the day, he introduced a mentally deficient Klingon, and I'm not being mean about that, but he was not wired quite like the others. He did not have that aggressive war. In some ways, you're dealing with Rain Man with ridges. Let's just put it that way. and all the abuse. Then he came over and became a member of the crew of the Enterprise. Hence, he was the first Klingon Starfleet officer that they had, and they go through, and his struggles of him trying to understand, because he's basically between two worlds. He was born Klingon. He had all the crap that the Klingons still around him. Now he's with the Federation, which he has more of a kinship yet, but he's still an alien to him. And also the fact that not everything upstairs is firing quite right. He's simple. Nothing wrong. It's not an insult. He's simple. A great, sympathetic, and wonderful character. Mm-hmm. Wonderful character. And then they give a sissy Klingon in a dress.
I know. With
my feelings or whatever the hell they have with him. And it's like,
that's not a Klingon. They're strong, proud warriors. I don't.
Well, he's not even full Klingon either. He's like Klingon. I don't know. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't. He's not even full. I'm not kidding. He's not a full Klingon either.
Okay.
And, and have you noticed all the extinct races that seem to be popping up?
I mean,
I know they had it in the
Sharon
one movie.
The Sharon that pops up in Starfleet Academy, the species that's black on one side and white on the other. No, I'm white on one side. He's black on the other. No, they're extinct. There are only two of them left, and they battle to the death.
You understand? Their black is on the left side, and the white's on the right side. Don't you understand?
Ooh, Pops just finished Doomsday Machine.
Ooh, great episode. Hey, Pops, I want to talk with you. I'm basically about ready to go here, man. And I know you sent me a text. I haven't responded back.
Me too.
I'll talk to you about that, man. But yeah, we got to talk, man, because he wants to do something where type of thing. Mm-hmm. Great to see you, Pops, my friend, my buddy. Thank you for all the kind words and the concern, man. You're my brother. I love you. And no, besides you two, Pops is on the trifecta list of the people that we stream with. I want to meet in person. I'd love to have all of us, Pops, Mike, Cash, myself. If I had to keep it to a small number, and just be able to sit around and we can gang up on Cash and tell Cash you're wrong.
Yeah, sure, right. Tell you guys you're wrong. But no, that's the one other thing that really bothers me also about entertainment, and I'm going to have to start putting out some more of these polls out there and says, aren't you guys bothered by this stuff that's just illogical in these franchises? They don't make any sense. And when they try to explain it, it's such a stupid reason, or it's such an excuse. And you're like, no, dude, it doesn't make sense. You're saying this character now can be a Jedi because anybody can be a Jedi, all this stupid stuff. No. Where's the background for this? No.
It again goes back to Starfleet Academy. I know we keep griping on that subject. I know I do, at least.
It's okay.
But Starfleet is supposed to accept the best of the best. And the people that you're seeing in Starfleet Academy wouldn't even qualify for the entrance exam.
No, because it's like they got on TikTok and they said, look at me. Love me.
I mean, you have that one that says, I think I ate my comm badge.
Yeah.
No, she wouldn't be in Starfleet. She wouldn't even be accepted to the Academy. Heck, Nog had to convince Cisco to put in a letter of recommendation for him.
Yes, he did. Yes.
And the thing is they think that's funny and cute and wonderful.
Of course they do.
It's great. But the thing is, and what the frig did they do with the Gorn, with their bullshit they've done with that? Oh my God, those idiots!
I don't know.
Yeah, they lay eggs in humans now. Excuse me, been done, and all that. That's not the Gorn. They didn't even know about the Gorn until Cessa 3. Go after it.
They didn't know about the Gorn until Arena.
Yeah, Cessa 3.
I'm just naming the episode, Baron. That's all.
Hey, I'm being a little bit more highbrow than you, man. I'm saying the planet. That shows how much I know. See, this dunce cap. Well, yeah.
I know. It says 3. Yeah, jackass.
You missed me, didn't you?
Yes. I could say I did. I don't know about Cash.
Yeah,
He's
we
loaded.
did. We both.
Well,
did.
he messed with every bullet so far, but but the thing is Mike Barr did back, after Star Trek 2. So, but I think the first run of Star Trek DC, well, definitely after Wrath of Khan. So it probably started in '82. Too bad they never did a movie adaptation for Star Trek 2. But we'll just go
that's
generously
true. Yeah,
1982.
Nice.
And he did something that no one could thought, a believable way to bring a Klingon in. It was all logical. There's understanding of why. There is a story behind it. There's a growth and evolution because that character stayed with the original run for many issues. In fact, he got himself a human girlfriend, right? Who befriends him. Oh, they're like, what are you talking about? You must be high there, Baron. I don't know. It's like, yeah, see, you don't know Star Trek lore. That's why.
Right.
But the thing is, they do that, right? And then Michael Dorn, who becomes the official first Klingon, has his believable backstory. An orphan taken in by humans. There's stuff about his character development I do have issues with, but that's neither here nor there. That's for another time. And then we come to Sissy the Klingon. It's like, what the front door is this? No logic, no reason. No one's sitting back actually thinking, how can this happen? It's like, can you imagine if we tried thinking that way with a Jim Hadar?
We've had at least a few badass Klingons in the past. Can't we always just have badass Klingons instead of these sissy whatever?
I mean, and the thing is, I have no problem if there's a Klingon scientist. There are Klingon scientists, as we know.
Yes.
Well,
but they are still warriors at heart.
Right.
The thing is the society cannot be 100% warrior. You have to have Klingon farmers. You have to have Klingon. In fact, DS9. You had a Klingon running a stall. Rakta Geno.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It was Targ bucks. The bucks.
And he would even sing to his customers.
Yeah. Tonight is the night. It's a bloody battle night, and they call it. Sorry. But the thing is there's natural in that there, you can't just pigeonhole into one class, even though that's the one that seems the most prominent. One of the problems I always had with Star Trek is where are the subservient races for the Klingons? Where's the subservient races to the Romulans? Because if they have an empire, it means they conquered worlds. You conquer world. Romulans are basically being taken off Rome, so they would conscript from these planets. You'd have their various legions. The Legion 5, Cestus 3. I know it's not what Cestus, but I'm just pulling that out of my ass, right? And identifying and such. The Klingons would conscript them in, especially if they had great warriors. I mean, Star Trek Online at least tried by saying, okay, the Orions are not with us, the Gorn are not with us, these other races are with us, right? Okay, great, wonderful, but you should have had something like that long before.
That's why I've always wanted, and I wish the next series would explore either Klingon space or Romulan space, because there's a lot about Klingon and Romulan space that we still don't know about.
Right,
species that we've never met within those empires.
It would be nice to see a lot more background. I mean, we've seen some of these races, but it would be nice to see a lot more.
Which is why, well, first of all, if I got control of Star Trek, the destruction of Romulus and Remus would never have happened. That bullshit that they came up with for imitation pseudoscience, fantasy, unicorn out, farting up rainbows, causing the destruction of those planets. They'd still be around, but it's unbelievable. Again, you have a friggin' empire. If you have a friggin' empire, you have several planets. If you have several planets, you're going to be using them. That means the Romulans have spread out. Just because they lost their capital doesn't mean that they're completely destroyed. You have just micronized an empire. Yes, there was turbulence, there would be problems, but the thing is the Romulans are still there. Others will take up the banner.
Here's the thing, too, Baron. Just because Romulus falls doesn't mean the whole empire goes into complete and total collapse. There would be a fallback planet. You don't think an empire that's existed as long as the Romulan Empire wouldn't have a contingency plan in case something did happen to Romulus?
Right. They're cunning people. They have backup. I mean, the whole concept, which of course they followed through with Star Trek Online, is absolutely ridiculous, stupid. Of course, they pull it through still with the Picard series. You know, what's interesting though is they have the two different species, smooth heads and the bumpy heads. So that was at least something I have to give a tip of my hat to for it. It's about the only thing.
I mean, season 3, with the changelings manipulate the Borg, and then they both manipulate the younger crew, and then the younger crew to rule the world, whatever. It was ridiculous. I'm like, come on. I don't even know at this time that much about the changelings. So, obviously, I found out more of that when I watched more Deep Space Nine. But
you will find out more about the changelings. The Founder's solid.
I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, even if you don't, this logic that they're trying to present is just stupid. And then, of course, a Crusher has to be basically the chosen one. It was just like, come on, guys.
Well, yeah, they had to get a new Crusher because the other
of
one
course
was fuck with.
Right.
Honestly, I mean,
no, I know.
Here would be actually perfect things to actually do something with Weasley, but the thing is, well, he's a suck ass actor with his head up his ass, and the character is stupid.
Yeah, I know. He got better in some episodes, but I know what you're saying.
Wesley was the best after he left the show, and came back.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the character really started shining. Basically, his last mission with the crew, the crash.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you get an ego pilot to do your
DJ?
shuttle work for it. DJ Ronnie G in his turtles. Hey there, nerd.
But this is the whole thing. Like, even when you go back in time and you watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first two movies, the original and Secret of the Ooze, even though they changed
like the original one more than Secret of the Ooze.
I still like Secret of the Ooze, but yes, I think the original is the best.
Third one's the best.
Should I?
No, you can.
It is his first night.
I just got here. You know what? Tell you what.
No. Bring yourself back in, youngster. Here, I'll do it for you.
The Secret of the Ooze was still a lot of fun, but the first one is still the best. But still, both those movies are very enjoyable. I think. Even though they changed April, it still felt like April. But when they're doing changes now, either animated form or not animated form, I was already turned off by this Mutant Mayhem movie. Okay, this trailer looks pretty good. Then you see Lizzo April or whatever, and you're like, no, I'm not feeling this. I'm done with this.
But he's sitting back going, at least she's not redhead. We know
right, sure. She should have been a redhead, but that's beside the point. This is the second time or third time, including the comics, that April has actually been black. But April before was thin, and it's just all this stuff is. And I'm like, I'm sure the rest of the movie might be decent and this and that, but you see things like that, and it's like, what else do we need to accept? And it's just stupid. I'm like, because they're insulting April. You don't insult April. April has become an iconic character for many people, just like Laura Croft, just like these other characters. And that's the thing that we just keep seeing. They keep insulting these characters, and then also when they make characters gay, the relationships aren't very interesting at all, because it's all about this narcissism crap. Oh, I'm gay. Okay.
See,
what do you do?
Or what we need is April and Neil to hook up with DJ Ronnie G, because they both have turtle issues.
Okay.
I mean, can you imagine that being April and DJ? There you go. And she,
Well,
the redhead,
no.
the redhead with the boobies, and
No.
Well, the character in Turtles lore does reside in New York, as does
Yes.
DJ.
That's
Mhm.
true. That is very
Mhm.
true.
Well, see, there you go. Let me give a few calls there, DJ. I'll see if I can hook you up with her for a date or something like that.
Yeah, Barrett's gonna hook you up with a cosplayer who's cosplayed as April.
Holy
Not that
shit!
that's a
Have you
bad
seen
thing or
something?
anything, but
I'm
hey,
just gonna sit back and say, as long as I like turtles.
But
Turtles.
like it's everything.
turtles.
Like Thrawn, for example. Thrawn is very cunning, and you do not want to mess with Thrawn because he can do mind games on you that probably even get you killed. But the way that they presented Thrawn, he wasn't as cunning. He looked like he had a little bit of a belly in the live action Ajoka show. I'm like, what are we doing? We saw what Thrawn was in the Rebel show. That's Thrawn right there.
No,
So
there was
live
a lot of
action.
issues with.
Oh,
That
that's
was a lot of
issues
issues
too.
with him in
Okay.
that one too.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll have to look.
wait,
even
you
more
want
into
Thrawn?
that.
Read the Heir to the
The
Empire
Heir to the
series,
Empire. Okay.
and then read the duology
Okay.
that came afterwards.
Right.
And there's a lot of other books that have Thrawn or
But he was
involve
still more
Thrawn.
menacing, man, in the
Oh, yeah,
Rebels.
hell
That's
yeah.
the whole thing. I'm like, that's the Thrawn I like. So there was some problems with that. Okay, I guess I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some problems with that, but
But he
again,
was still
his
a villain.
loading.
He was still right. I know.
Mhm.
And so they change these things, and then it's just illogical. It's the same with everything. I'm surprised the Daleks didn't start waving a LGBT flag around. I mean, it's just.
don't give Russell T Davies any ideas.
Mm.
I mean, when you saw the Daleks, you're
I-
like,
I
oh
hear
shit,
Russell
they're still
I-
menacing and scary and shit. Yeah,
I hear Russell Davies has a Dalek fleshlight, so
he probably does.
oh yeah, exterminate me, exterminate! Oh, exterminate! Oh,
I mean, it's
He's
just
back,
like
folks.
right. It's just like J. Michael. It's like, oh, let's bring back Babylon 5. No, let's just keep doing animated films. Or it would be really tough for them to do like an actual live action Babylon 5 movie. I think. I mean,
yeah, that'd be hard to do.
It'd be hard to do because half the cast is gone.
Exactly. So who would fit into these? Yeah, that would be tough.
Well, what's
And
great
what would
about
be the
Babylon
point?
5?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's great about Babylon 5 is you have a huge sandbox
They
to play
can't
with that.
Tree Rock.
And we've only really seen 5-6 years of that sandbox with little touches of seeing 1,000 years in the past and 1,000,000 years in the future.
Right.
But there's a whole open thing. You can continue on,
Of course.
in that universe of Babylon 5
Right.
without involving Babylon 5 because it was the
True.
last station, blew up 20 years after it was built, all that stuff. But you can still use it. I mean, Straczynski tried doing that a few times with Crusade and also with Legends of the Ranger.
Mm-hmm. Did I watch
Which
that?
could have been interesting. Which could have
Yeah.
been interesting if
Yeah, I like
if it
the
wasn't-
Rangers. They're they do whatever it takes. I love that attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
and what you had going there, two great opportunities. Not his fault that he got effed over on those,
Right.
but it was interesting to see where they would have gone with it. But the thing is again, I would say if there's anything done in the Babylon 5 universe, you got to move it ahead in time.
Right. You have to move it
You
ahead.
got-
Shepard obviously has been gone a number of years. Delenn
Shepard.
and so on. I'm sorry.
Shepard.
I'm sorry.
This is,
Sheridan.
what is this, Halo 5?
Sheridan.
Is this Halo
Sheridan.
5?
No, that was Mass Effect.
You see,
Sheridan. This is I know.
This is not right. This is not right. He is none. He can't even remember Captain Sheridan.
It's been a while already since I watched.
What is
Babylon
wrong
5.
with you, you stinking non?
Yes. Yeah.
You are a disappointment
These
to
Centauri.
everyone who has ever watched Babylon 5. You are a disappointment,
Yes, Sheridan.
Chinkar.
But yes.
Yeah.
But really, it's just like they can
he is a
go.
disappointment.
They can go farther.
I told you
Centauri
that's
is
what they
never
want.
a disappointment either. I'm sure, like Londo, he's never disappointed his people.
I have never disappointed my people.
He's the
Never
greatest
been
Centauri
possessed
who ever
by
lived.
anything.
I make Centauri great again. Yes?
But yes, excuse me, Sheridan. But yes, they have to go away from that. They could continue to do the animated films. They could do another one if they wanted to, or they could just stop. Uh, but doing a live action, I mean, I don't know. You can't
No.
reboot that with Sheridan and these characters. I'm not
No.
feeling that. Not feeling
I,
that at all. I like your
well,
idea better, Baron. Yes.
Again, you can't bring back Babylon 5 with the remaining cast because it wouldn't work.
Right.
No matter how hard you tried, you're missing too many key pieces.
Exactly.
yeah. Well, the thing is, I can understand where Straczynski's coming from for wanting to reboot it, because I'm sure he thought with all the turmoil that happened around it and how he had to change things in there, and he was doing great character build up, and then either in the case of Michael O'Hare, him being ill, or got a mail block on the first telepath's name. But she decided she wants to go off and become some professional at CNN, which didn't last long. Which changed the things that was building up with her. It's like what would have been if those two characters would have been still around for the whole thing, especially with her getting that gift from Ironheart and whatnot, and of course, Kosh taking an interest in her, and all that across the board, and I can see, and of course, having to abbreviate the show towards the end because he didn't know if he was going to have that season 5 or not.
Right.
I can see where he goes, I want to do this how I imagined it completely without all the garbage that came up. The thing about it is, in some ways, all that garbage coming up made things better.
And despite what some people will say about season 5, once you get past the Byron stuff,
yeah,
it's good.
King.
Byron's King. Shut up.
Well, I mean, I still hold to this.
Yeah, I know.
Was not designed.
Better, but, yeah.
No. The character was never designed to be likable.
No, I can see that.
He was not designed to be that, even though he's supposed to be this big charismatic thing. But the thing is, he's being charismatic to
Space
people who've
Jesus.
been shat upon.
Yeah.
Right. The Messiah to all the telepaths have been shat upon.
Right.
And whatnot. And we start seeing his true colors as it's going along. That's where I sit back and say, if you really start looking deeper into that Byron arc, which was going to be there no matter what, it just happened to be, things moving around because they're going to have their quote unquote telepath war type situation going on. Even the Byron stuff, but you have to sit back and start looking at it from a different angle. And I think that's the big problem. Everyone's so used to, even people who want the deep lore or deep things going on can miss, and it takes a second watching or maybe a third watching until it finally goes, I get it. And it's like, you know what, even the Byron arc isn't that bad. I understand what it is. I understand why it was needed. And
Cash, your number one fans here. Hello, long suffering.
Hello.
Hi, love.
We'll bully each other. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
She likes
I had to. Yeah, it's funny. I said Shepherd. I meant Sheridan. That's how long it's been since I watched Babylon 5.
She sat back and said, "You get on that show right now, young man, because I miss Cash. You need to talk to Cash and see how Cash is doing."
Sure, but
hey, why is Patty so quiet?
But speaking of Babylon 5, yeah, shameless plug right here. 2 weeks from tonight, we're watching Babylon 5: The Road Home.
Good movie. I don't care what you say, Crit, wherever you are. I know you don't like that film, but I would say it's still one of the better time travel movies we've had in a while. Yes.
Yeah, because you're dealing with alternate universes off the lines that they had with the. It's tying up some of those loose ends and other things that the possible maybes, just like you heard in those old radio shows like Dimension X.
Yeah, it's just a good, solid movie. Yeah, it's either a 7, 8, whatever you want to say. It's a good, solid movie. It was nice to see something that's connected well with Babylon 5 that people really cared about. Even IGN can't ignore it. They even liked it. So I mean, that's just funny in itself. but it just means that people still care about this stuff. That's just
That's
what
because you bribed your old bosses. That's why.
right. My old bosses, yes.
And
People
hello
use
to Eric Dome.
Hello,
Welcome
Eric.
back.
Not to be confused with Penguin Dome. 2 penguins enter, 1 penguins leave. I haven't done that for a line low spec in a while. I'm sorry about that low spec.
Well, we haven't had the other one around, so
I haven't seen Punk
Yeah,
Waddle in
because
a
he's
while.
honey. He's scared. He's scared of low spec.
Ah, that's what happened. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's penguin heavy.
But yeah, it's just
penguin lust.
The reason that these topics are going to keep coming up on Pop Talk, wherever else, my channel, whatever, because they don't stop.
You
yeah, I know. Well, I'm streaming also this stream on my channel as well. But
have you been reposting? Have you been reposting those old episodes?
Working on it.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
I haven't.
And now Cat's just going, shut up, Mike. No. Bear needs to know.
Okay.
No, he has not.
I figured
I've been waiting
blame
to see
Baron because he's been
some
gone
more of the
for a while.
older episodes. Oh, no, you can't blame Baron for episodes that you guys had already done that you haven't uploaded to the YouTube channel.
I've been a bit lazy about that. I can't say I haven't.
Bit?
Yeah, a bit.
It's like this is a situation like, yeah, we're throwing these Rumble only ones that we had because Baron had a nervous breakdown, was sitting in a fetal position for about 3 weeks.
Well, I have some other stuff to tell you about backstage, Baron. So yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm sure we both have stories, man.
Yes, right. But no, we the problem is about a lot of stuff is like they're basically insulting the fan base. And once again, these fan bases are the ones that built this stuff. But it was nice to see with Babylon 5 that they're not, you watch the last movie, the animated film, they're not insulting the fan base. It's great. They care. Everybody obviously cares who worked on that animated movie, which is awesome.
Well, I'll take this step. J. Michael Straczynski did that not in the sense of caring for the fans.
Okay.
He did it for caring of the lore.
That's fine too.
Which is important because he's doing it for the lore. It means it's going to make the fans happy.
Right.
And that's going to be a big thing. I am going to do this. I'm going to try some stuff out there. Again, I'm not here to be your friend. But I know this universe because I created it.
Right.
I know how to write in it. I wrote most of the episodes of the original series and drove me to loony bin. But I know this universe. So I go out there and I'm doing this for the love and the intent for the lore and to continue doing the story, tying up loose ends of the story. That was the concern. And the fact is, if he's doing that, then he knows that the fans will love it or like it. Love or like. Unless you're an orca. And with that, that's the important thing. And that's the thing where I think a lot of these people don't get it nowadays. They're trying to do it for the fans, most of which now, because they've driven real fans away, are the trendies, the mental deficient morons, window lickers, right? Who think that they're the true ones and they can list everything they can do about this new stuff, but can't talk about what came beforehand because you don't want to know, they don't care, all that.
Right.
You get somebody going in there that knows the lore and has the attitude "F you fans," which was kind of interesting because they did that with what Nolan did that. Where they say, we're not doing this. We don't care about the fans. Well, that's an important statement. Then what do you care about? Is it going to be the lore? Is it going to be the story? You're going to try it? Because if that's the attitude that we're going to try to do the best project thing out there, right? We're going to have the fans happy. We're not going to have the fans if we don't do this right. So we're going to do this for the love of this universe, this property. And if we fall into fan service, that's where we start falling into the trap and it starts turning into fanfic.
Right.
And which basically all the new crap is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's main goal. I don't give a frig if they care about what the fans think or not. Be honest with you. And that's not blackpilling. That's not insulting fans. No, I hold it to one level higher. Do you love the property? Do you love the legend?
Mm-hmm.
And if
Yes.
you keep on going and you do it, and yeah, you'll probably flub up here and there. We all do, right? But the thing is, you make it a
Yes.
try, and you keeping in the lane, inside between the curbs. And yeah, you might be kissing the curb now and then. It needs to be done. You need to try something,
Yeah.
right? And maybe it'll work. Maybe it's not. If it doesn't work, you got to give them kudos for at least trying.
Well, yeah. Well,
And
I
that's
think
the
all.
thing I care about. If they
Mhm.
do if they're main intent and doing the best project ever, and screw the fans attitude,
Well,
which fans
fans.
we talking about? It's
Yeah.
like President's Day, the most worthless holiday we have, right? Oh, we're going to have President's Day. Oh, so we're going to go out there and celebrate the importance of William Henry Harrison, who died in 30 days.
Mm.
Our the Grant administration, which was completely, utterly a foobar.
Mhm.
Our Buchanan, who basically his actions helped start the Civil War, our inactions, we should say. I mean, are we going to go with Harding, who was whoring around, playing poker, and all that fun stuff, living the life of a boss instead of a president?
Hmm.
Are we going to celebrate that? No. Then why we're going to try to appease the fans when there's so much out there, and many of them out there are trendies? No, we care
Yeah.
about the
No.
lore, and that shows the true love to the fan.
Yeah. I mean, these the fan base that, if you want to appeal to them, it needs to be the people who are true, who really care about this stuff. And it would also help if these studios and other people would put out more polls, or put out what would you guys like about this, what, just to see what they say, and
But the
go from
problem
there.
with that, Cash, is that they don't really care what the
No, they
fans
don't.
think.
They don't.
They
I
have
know.
shown that time and time
Time
again.
and time again. I know, and that's the
Well,
problem.
and the thing is, Cash,
Big problem.
they have been doing that, and that's why that's the problem. Again, it goes to
Somewhat. I
FB.
don't
No,
see them.
they have. That's why they're coming with this up, because what they're listening to are the loud trendies.
I guess I haven't.
That small minority, that's the most vocal minority, that say, I need my representation. I need this in my story. I need that in my story. When it should be organic.
I feel
all of
they're
it should be organic.
They're going.
When Star Trek highlighted an issue, it didn't put it in your face.
No, it didn't.
It presented
made
it
you think about
organically.
it. Right.
Right.
It made you think about
I
it.
mean,
Yes.
I mean, let this be your last battlefield. I do say of the original Trek, that was a bit of the in your face, whatever. But that's the exception to the rule of what the original Star Trek.
Right.
That was a bit of a heavy-handed episode that they had going on there. But the thing is most of the others was sneaky in social awareness and made you think.
Yeah,
It wasn't trying to.
that was the whole point. A lot about this stuff is to make you think. Heck, you could even go back to stuff like Hercules. It made you think. It's crazy, as goofy as that show could be.
Right. That's why I don't hold "Let This Be Your Last Battlefield" in the high esteem like so many people out there.
Right.
It was done better. Like I got a mental block. You can help me with this, Mike, because you're a good man. But with the Excaliburns and the Lincoln and Sarek and all that they had on that one, basically they were doing the same thing there, but being more sly. I'm not saying that was a perfect episode. No, I'm not. But the thing is they did a better job of basically doing the same thing with "Let This Be Your Last Battlefield." And and that's the important thing. Again, they tried. You got to give them kudos. And you had Frank Gorshin and "Let This Be Your Last." Right there, instantly, you heightened the bar right there. You had Frank Gorshin in there. But other than that, again, they tried. I'm not going to be too critical. I'm not going to do a Spock's brain on it.
Yeah. But
so I mean, and again, it's not because as a fan, I'm saying this as a fan. I'm not insulting fans.
And the episode that you're thinking of with Lincoln was the Savage Curtain.
Thank you so very much. Which, by the way, going back to Mike W. Barr and introducing the Klingon that became a Federation officer, that came from the first 4 parts of that series, where you had the Excaliburns and the Organians going at it with each other. again, the guy knew the lore and was able to come up with a story for it, and probably did a far better job of representing the Organians, not the Organians, but the Excalibrans, than what we saw in the Savage Curtain. It broadened their history, or in them. No, species building. There we go. We'll call it species building to character building.
Well,
So,
world building too.
yeah, and world building. Yeah, there we go. That's better. World building. But expanding on them, what they're, of course, it's not a quote unquote official, but it's sure as hell a lot better than anything we've been getting. Even I hate to say this, in Berman Trek. Some of the stuff they had in those comics were even better.
We know there are stinkers in Berman Trek.
Yeah, right. And it's not coming hard down on that, but no one.
Imaginary friend to anybody?
I mean, even J. Michael Straczynski, he even admitted himself, yeah, I made a turd.
Ray 17 is missing.
who would be out there constantly apologizing to fans for that one. I mean, what a guy. What a guy.
No.
But the
What
thing
a waste of Robert
But
Englund.
yeah, it's just so funny.
It
It's like the fan base that wants to buy your merchandise, buy this. Like, you guys don't ask questions. Like, should we have this goofy stuff in Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever that wasn't there? They don't ask these questions. They just go ahead and do it, or whatever. And then when they see the results and they get mad, it's like, but you did this to yourself.
And it's not like how I told you that with Star Trek humor, it's subtle humor.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in a piece of the action. It's subtle bits of humor here and there. When Kirk's trying to drive the car.
Right.
And, just the looks that Kirk and Spock give each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's Star Trek style humor.
Right. And even if you did have a little bit of outrageous humor with Star Trek, it still fit.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't rely on it. It was just a throwaway thing. Right. It's reality.
Right. Yep.
You can still identify to going, oh my God, that makes sense because it happened to me.
Yep. Right.
But when you have, everyone's perfect. Everybody's perfect.
Right.
We're
Exactly.
better than all
Stupid,
of you.
man. There needs to be. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So no, that's why I'm saying, like, they just the fan base that actually really cares about this stuff. They don't care. Fine, then it's just a waste. So then people get mad at them, and then they get mad at them and the fans and other people, and then these other fans get mad at the older fans. It's so stupid because it's like, what do you guys actually know? That's the whole thing. I think at this point, especially, one of the reasons also about entertainment falling apart, guys, is that we need to start asking these writers, these directors, these newer people, what do you guys actually know about this franchise, and how much do you know? Can you tell us what the name of these characters are? And if you forget them, would you look them up? What have you read? What have you watched? How much have you watched? And then they'll go, oh, how dare you? It's like, no, how dare us?
I got your answer.
Yeah.
I got your answer right here, and it's simple. They do know the names. The Dawson's Academy knows the name of the character because they throw all these people on the memorial board, and basically everyone that's on the memorial board is characters from Star Trek. But it's like, why was this person on there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love them as a character. Right. We think they're important as character, but they did not deserve this memorial wall. They weren't giants.
No.
There weren't curves.
What else? What else did Bashir do?
Right
after Deep Space Nine, we know he stayed on the station. Mm-hmm. We know he helped cure the changelings. Mm-hmm. But what else did he do that, was significant enough for Starfleet put him on the wall of heroes?
Right. There's a story there, and it's believable to think that he had potential to go there, but we never heard the story. Mm-hmm. Because Deep Space Nine in their mind is just dead and gone, and we don't give a shit about it.
I mean, they also had Nog on there. They had him as Lieutenant Nog when in The Visitor. Yes, I know that it was an alternate future, but in The Visitor, he was Captain Nog. I'd like to think that he still made captain, and he had some kind of impact during his career.
Right.
Not
I
not
can
just
see
being
not,
a legacy,
yeah,
officer
name.
from DS9.
Right. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't have Tuvix on there. But well, that was a character in there, wasn't? Yeah, I got to put that name on there. But and that's just it. I can see the
Well, Ezra
potential of
was
not.
cute. DJ, come on, man.
Well, see, it's just like all
Oh,
this stuff. Like Dax, she's a trill. She's not transgender, but nowadays they would consider her transgender or him or whatever. It's ridiculous. It's a whole different thing. But these crazy people, and they are crazy, would be like, no, this person's transgender now. This person this. Exactly.
yeah. Well, and that's just. But it's like I saw a bit of what they had in the names and how proud they are to put these characters on there. But it's like, yeah, we love these characters. They were very important to the show, but being so many centuries since these people were about, they're just
Yes.
names in, in,
Yeah,
in,
that's
in the
all they
history.
are. What
Right.
what other characters, crews and officers came along after them that might have made a significant impact?
Right.
Right. I mean, you can see Kirk on there. You can see Pike on there. You can see Cisco on there. You can even see Janeway on there, right? You can see them because they're
Card.
trying to
Sure. Yes.
pick card. But then you can start throwing some of the others that you had in there. That I mean, maybe you just came across. You knew they were good captains or crewmen. I mean, Spock being on there. I could even see in some ways Scotty being on there for his engineering genius.
Well,
and
not
help.
only that, I can see McCoy being on there because last time we saw him in canonical Star Trek, as far as the 24th century is concerned, that's where I'm going with this,
Yep.
is he was an admiral in Starfleet.
Mm-hmm. They just call him
So-
Admiral, but it's Admiral McCoy. What did he do? How did he get there?
Yeah.
That's a story you want to know.
What brought him out of retirement to get that rank?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. What did he do? And that's been stolen from us. Right. But honestly, Uhura, Chekhov,
Hmm.
Captain Terrell even. Captain Terrell was just a captain. A tragic character.
Yeah.
But what did he do? I mean, he's not on there, but they probably would have. He would never be on there as much as we love the character and we love the actor playing him.
Yeah, Paul Winfield.
Our Shelby. Would Shelby be on there or not? That could be a good debate. Again,
because we did see her in Picard as an admiral, but we don't know what she did
right
from her time on the Enterprise in Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and 2, and to the point we actually see her again in Picard. What significance did she play, say, in the Dominion War?
Right.
Did she have anything to do with the development of the Defiant, the Akara class, the Steamrunner class, and any other class ship that was being designed to fight off the Borg? Including the Sovereign.
Right.
I mean, why not put? Because I didn't see her name on there. Maybe it is on there. Maybe it isn't. But why not put Leia Brahms on there?
Well, was she truly a Starfleet officer, or was she a contractor?
She was basically a contractor, but Starfleet could still honor those who helped develop and innovate new systems for different starships, including the Galaxy class.
Right. And again, that's nothing against the character or anything like that. We know Geordi finally did hook up with her, blah, 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 yada, yada. So what?
But what did she do that was so important? What did Chekhov do that was so important that his name was on there? What did Uhura do? The list goes on. What did they do besides what we know?
Right.
That earned them a spot on that honor board.
Right. It's an honor board. And there are people who had many accomplishments and did many things that would not be on there. Because you can only give so many honors out. Again, not an insult to the character or the people.
No. Would Chief O'Brien actually be on there? I don't think so.
No. I hate to say it, but no,
I got a
because
question
Go ahead.
he lives.
along these lines. Well, I'm listening and I'm trying to think. I'm like, oh, this would be a good one. Okay, because we don't ever see, or do we see, like the end of the Enterprise's journey?
The closest one you could say you see the end of the Enterprise's journey is in the Undiscovered Country with the Enterprise A.
Okay. So here's why I ask: with the people you were just mentioning, and what made them worthy of being promoted to the admiral status level or tier level, could their service on the Enterprise alone give them enough credit that if they just have a career, I guess it's a name, Starfleet career, that they're at some point like, oh, they'll get it just because of what they've already done, or no, it's not good enough. I'm just curious.
I don't think that would carry as much weight as we might think it would.
Or maybe even some people.
Having
some people
served on the Enterprise may not
bigger.
give people the credit that they
enough
to deserve to be on that board.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to have other postings, other positions.
That's what I was curious about.
Right.
Yeah.
Do something significant, because we don't know that. Believe it or not, we don't know what happened between the end of Undiscovered Country and leading up to the attack on Kittimer. There's a whole part of Star Trek in the 23rd going into the 24th century that's never been talked about. I'm not saying I want to talk about it in a TV series.
No.
Now I'm curious, is Picard's, once he's off the Enterprise, is he worthy of admiral status in your eyes?
Well, this doesn't. Well, first of all, this has nothing to do with being an admiral. It's being on an honor board.
Well, I know. I'm just curious, coming from what I know, and it's like, well, it just came about in my head while you all were talking about it. I was like, oh, I'm curious what they think.
Yeah, I mean, on an honor board, you could even have simple lieutenant commanders if they had something significant that they did as an honor, maybe a sacrifice of life or whatnot, or they made, for Kirk, obviously, for all the stuff that he did, along with the fact that he basically reluctantly gave us peace with the Klingons, and everything that saved Earth how many times. So automatic in, because far and above. Picard.
Well, save with Spock. Automatic in because of what he did during his Starfleet career and after his Starfleet career.
So I mean, it's what did you do? Because if you're just going to be there because you're part of the Enterprise, that's a participation trophy.
That's what I wanted to know from you guys. Like,
right,
the ones you didn't know. Is there anybody that's worthy at that point? Do you think you're like, oh, I think this person probably would have been in a way better position, like, because we know Sulu gets to be a captain.
Right.
It's like, well, did anybody else get to be? Was anybody? We know Riker was a ton of times, but you know what I mean. Like, and Kirk had his first office. I mean, Spock, but Spock didn't captain, did he?
Yes, he did.
He was more. Was he? Okay, I just didn't know. I was like, I know he becomes ambassador, and he's always been involved in the human Vulcan.
But he also became captain. He also became captain because at one point, and this is in Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, Spock is captain of the Enterprise. Even though the Enterprise is training new cadets, he's still captain of the Enterprise, and he relinquishes command of the ship to Kirk.
Right.
He doesn't fight it.
But does he continue on after his time on the Enterprise? Does he get a ship after that?
he's
That's what I was
still
curious.
Captain Spock, but after that, well, I mean, he dies at the end of Wrath of Khan. He comes back to life. He helps save the
Oh,
whales
well,
with
yeah.
Kirk and
Yeah.
crew. And then in Star Trek V,
Search for Spock. Yep, was one of my big
You know,
ones.
the Final Frontier, Cybok and everything. But here's what would also earn Spock, an honor on that board. Being one of the first to help negotiate the Kinnemer Accords.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very significant. Peace between the Klingon Empire and the United Federation of Planets. Also,
Well, I mean,
Federation for short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but just have to take a look at his career. Being a science officer under Pike, science officer under Kirk, then becoming the first officer.
Mm-hmm.
The many things that he had to do on board the ship, becoming a captain of the Enterprise, serving through that one, of course, first officer again, but still retaining rank of captain, just not position of captain. And then after all that, basically Star Trek VI goes off and becomes an ambassador. So, I mean, he was, and of course, like Mike was saying there, he was part, while he was still an officer, doing the bit for the Kittimer, which Kirk was not happy about. He made that known. Let them die.
I personally vouched for you, Captain. You personally vouched. They're dying. Let them die.
Right. So, I mean, Spock had many accomplishments that would put him on that board. And let's not forget also, he was the first Vulcan in Starfleet.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a participation trophy. He worked hard to be that. He bucked tradition to do that. All right, he should have been part of the Vulcan Science Academy, which, which would have been a more Vulcan logical thing to do. But he bucked that, along with being half human, even though he never used it as a crutch, to further his career in Starfleet and becoming a Starfleet and breaking barriers. Doing it the proper way, not just getting the participation trophy. Oh, you got pointed ears? Congratulations. You're now part of us, so we can use you on our promotional. See, we got a Vulcan. I'm not prejudiced. I know a Vulcan on a starship.
I mean, Spock is famously saying that logic offers Vulcans a serenity that humans seldom use.
Mm-hmm. And we can only imagine with all the stuff that McCoy and the fact that he did become an admiral. McCoy did stuff. He did things and to earn that position on the board. Obviously, Cisco worked on that. Janeway, even though many of the things that she did can be completely questionable, but the thing is she was significant enough, and of course they instantly gave her admiralty when she came back, which is like, that's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of hard to see with Archer because Archer stepped down before it became Starfleet.
Well, it was already Starfleet, but he had stepped down before it officially became the Federation.
Right.
He was there to sign the charter.
Yeah, well, he was basically part of USPA. If you want to be honest about it, United Earth Space Probe Agency. That's what they should have called it, USPA. They should have remembered that because it was used constantly. It was still even around in the 23rd century, right? So he was part of the Earth fleet. He was but he wasn't part of Starfleet because that hadn't come yet. That came about with the Federation and unifying all the planets together to make one force.
I'm going to disagree with you, but I'm only going by what was set up in Enterprise, Baron. Starfleet was still there by the time of Enterprise. The Federation just wasn't because it hadn't been formed yet. But Starfleet was there. It was early Starfleet.
Right.
Where they were being held down by the Vulcans. But I understand what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying. If you go by what the original series called it, compared to what came later on. Yeah, I understand you wanted to go with the original.
Well, yeah, and this is something we can really debate about because if we started now, we'd be on for 3 more hours with this debate. But to kind of change gears here, with not respecting lore, especially with the people who are running things, the absolute idiots at Games Workshop. Oh, we're going to have female custodians now. They're continuing the gender swap crap. Thank you. That, first of all, is impossible. And second of all, why? And what's your response when people ask? Oh, they were always there. The biggest bullshit answer you could possibly get from somebody who doesn't think and is just following what the trendies want, which is not what the majority of the people in the hobby want. Define the logic. In fact, you know what? I will be for female custodies if you return back to how the custodies their uniform back when Warhammer started back in the day. The custodians were basically only wearing loincloth with oiled down bodies and a helmet. That's it. Okay, I'm for that. Custodian boobies. Exposed for everybody to see. That's what the custodians started out.
What's the problem?
I see no. That's like I said. If you return back to their original design, okay, I'm for it because I'm perfect. But again, it's something where they forgot their lore. I mean, the custodians originally were never ever supposed to be leaving Earth unless there was a very special mission. Their armor was not even designed to handle the rigors of space or environments that had toxics across the board. Why? They're there to guard the Emperor in the Himalayas, where the Golden Throne is. They're his personal bodyguard. They're not space marines.
They were like his Secret Service.
Right. I mean, they're more powerful than that, but there was a special process, some of which involved directly his genetics.
So they were also used in procreation.
Mm-hmm. Right. It doesn't mean they have winkies. Well, they might have winkies, but the thing is, just like Space Marines, they don't go around boinking and reproducing. It don't work. With all the chemical changes, all that stuff. So you can't do it. I mean, sexuality is not really a thing in Warhammer. Yeah, it pops up now and then, especially when you're dealing with Slaanesh, but it doesn't pop in there. So why even have it? And of course, the little piss hands go, well, that's because we want more diversity in this stuff. We got Sister Battle. Yeah, but the Space Marines has all these different chapters that blah, blah, blah. The Sisters of Battle have that too.
Well, Games Workshop, pandering and doing that is just, it's obviously hurting the miniatures, I mean, people, I'm sure, but then those are going up in price too. That's another problem,
right.
Baron.
Well, right. Yeah. So you got that going on there. The thing is, as one person sat back and said, make a push on the Sister of Silence. Mm-hmm. They're badass. The Sisters of Battle. They're even more badass because you have to do all this programming with a Space Marine. They don't think like humans do anymore. The loyalty and all that. Yeah, there are the mutations that come in, blah, blah, defects, blah, blah, blah. But again, that's not the norm. The Sisters of Battles are not augmented in any way. They wear battle armor. They might have cybernetics because, well, you might get your eyes shot out because they had a BB gun. All that. But the thing is they go on because of the force of will of who they are, not the manipulations of genes and psychotropic drugs or anything like that. The Sisters of Battle, in my opinion, are far more powerful, far more interesting than Space Marines because of that. When you have will over chemical changes and all that stuff, manipulation, the will is the stronger one. One of the best factions the Imperium could possibly have. Fanatically loyal in their love for the Emperor. So, I mean, again, this is doing as a service. This is being misogynistic. This is being insulting to women by saying, "Oh, these that we already have, these strong warriors, they're nothing. That's why we need to change Space Marines and Custodes." Do you realize you just fucking insulted all the women? There should be no woman that should be for that. Because it's basically telling women that, nah, you don't matter unless you take over this man's position in an impossible task because of legitimate genetics. Because you need to have, they never said anything in Warhammer lore that they have to be men. All the way back to the beginning, they have to be men because of the different biological structures that they have. And plus, you're injecting them with basically indirectly from the Emperor's genes himself.
Mm-hmm.
And last I checked, he had a little TikTok thing swinging back and forth between his legs. It's genetics. Women should never be for this race swapping, especially and then you know what? One of the biggest groups that are outraged in Warhammer 40K, but they never want to talk about it because it destroys the narrative. Women. They don't want this.
That's the problem with a lot of entertainment. That's part of its downcline. They don't listen to the female portion of the audience.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And don't tell me the female portion of the audience doesn't exist. They exist.
Of course.
But they're not being listened to.
My God, there are women out there who are Warhammer lore fans and Warhammer fans that are more frothing at the mouth than I am about trying to keep Warhammer the way it should be. That tells
you. Let's face it, these women, they like the game because of the way it was. They took the time to learn it.
Well, Warhammer 40K is some of the deepest lore ever.
Warhammer.
But go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Sorry, I got lost here for a second. Hi. I blame it on my meds. But, you got that recently happened because it's part of all this crap. Of course, what do you have now? This is a different dichotomy, and that's something that would make me even upset because it's not changing an established lore. But I've really noticed this Dark Crusade knockoff, ripoff that's out there, where you have the forces of God and Christians versus the forces of the devil and the demons. 1917 Earth. It's a mishmash. Things happen a few hundred years that opened the gates of hell, and now basically it's similar thing. Law versus order versus chaos. The same thing, and whatnot. And people thought, oh, this is great. This is going to be wonderful. And then you start finding out that the people who are designing this game are so fucking woke. They started right off the bat insulting people.
Yeah,
in fact, they made a point that we're not people identifying as Christian thinking is great. They kick them off the board, their message board, because we don't want you. Then why do you have such strong Christian imagery in there?
Right, it's hypocrisy.
Obviously, it sounds like that you're for the satanic side more than whatnot, especially with how you're acting. And they're out there waving all the same woke tropes out there. Now we all are welcome, alphabet group, blah blah blah. The pandering shit. Now, why it doesn't bother me is because this thing is starting up. Besides the fact that they grifted. I mean, people are still waiting for their Kickstart stuff come. They get their Kickstart stuff, and things are damaged. The miniatures aren't even complete, or have holes in them, or even still have liquid resin inside of them.
I was going to say, I've heard that some aren't even painted correctly.
Yeah, I mean, so they're getting all this stuff, and people have been waiting, and they're asking, and they're saying, "Oh, no refunds." It's like, no, I mean, we've been waiting for so long, and the books that we were supposed to be getting from this Kickstart, they're outdated already. They're not going to help us. You're coming out with a version 2 because you don't know what the hell you're doing.
This is the whole thing also, guys, is like Mike just mentioned it also. We already knew this stuff was welcoming to people, but they think that they have to praise this or make this big announcement. You don't have to. You just make something great, and then people will play it.
Well, they want to be the woke,
of course,
pandering.
Of course they do.
Awfuls, you know, they got
Yes.
the awfuls out there and all the others and the soy boys and stuff. People who don't want to play it. Now, why does this? Now, the question is, Baron, why aren't you so put out by this? Well, it's simple. They're just starting out and they already laid it out. They are not taking an established thing and then insulting everybody of this established thing and telling your long-term base to go fuck themselves.
But that's what
This
a lot
is
of
just
these
starting out.
franchises have been doing, man. It's horrible.
And what's great is they've shown their stripes already. And Dark Crusade is basically going to be, or what? No, Trench Crusade, I think it is.
Trench
My
Crusade.
apologies.
Yeah, isn't Dark Crusade pretty cool, if I remember?
Well, Dark Crusade, yeah, well, that's Warhammer. But like I said, this is complete total trying to rip off Warhammer across the board. And I have to confess, if some of those minis come out, and I know they're going to be good, I'll probably get a couple of them, not for the game, but it's like, oh, this would be good for a different, a different thing, or just a paint, because some of the stuff actually do look good. But everything else, you got to suck. But at least they laid it on the line right away. They've already shown how hostile they are to potential fans.
Well, you guys also know,
and they've
about
destroyed their own brand before it even was released. Back in
Yeah, no, it's all good. You guys also know about Games Workshop shunning streamers too. Hey, you can't show this game. You can't do that. Like, that can't be. And there's videos about it. It's crazy. Why would you ever do any of this stuff? These people are acting like communists. They really are. This censorship crap is still a huge virus in our society. Yeah.
Well, it's just like Disney and all the others that do their fan stuff, right? Especially if you're monetized, right? And you're monetized and you're talking. I mean, one of the guys who does a good stuff on it, he got knocked off, his channel terminated, but he was able to get it back. Thank God. I can't remember who the guy is again, but it's like, and no real answers why, and
they won't give you answers.
That's
that's the thing. They won't give you an answer. They won't even give you an answer if your channel gets flagged for reused content. You have to guess what video could have been, what short could have been that caused YouTube's algorithm to flag it.
Now, this wasn't a Midnight's Edge situation where it was completely whatever. They just took monetization away, right? And this guy is so big that this monetization is an important part of his income.
Of course.
And he works hard for it.
Right.
Right? And all of a sudden he gets that before Christmas. I think the day before Christmas. He gets that lovely thing from YouTube. And it's like, why? Because it's these people making money off of this.
That's right.
And they're jealous.
They're jealous, and it's the money.
There was also another one. I'm sure you heard about this, where there was somebody that was receiving a high amounts of super chats, and then the person decided, you know what, I'm taking back all those super chats, and now this particular creator owes YouTube that money. How does that make any sense?
The last thing I heard was a channel that's getting a large amount of soup. And it's like, boy, did he go to the soup Nazi?
Well, right.
Super chats.
A lot of that. Super chats.
That's okay.
I figured it was super chats. I just found it funny when it's a large amount of soup. It's like, boy, is this cat Timph?
It's just... It's the other thing that's also hurting entertainment is you have these people, even like us, who have a lot of passion for this stuff, and even people who have taken it a few steps further, and then they get shunned, like that guy who was making that 1989 Batman film game. Yeah, he gets shunned. I think
game based off the 1989 Batman film.
Yep, it's just. It's crazy that gets shunned. You see these other people, this person who did this wonderful Dragon Ball Z fan movie. Hire these people. Like, are you kidding me? This is hurting entertainment too. Hire these people who are so passionate and love this. I don't care if it's Cowboy Bebop. I don't care what it is. Hire these people. It just
I
seems to make sense.
I know
This
someone
is
that wants to
hurting
do Star Trek
entertainment
fan
too.
films,
Yes.
and I've told him you have to make them 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to make them any longer. It
You know,
has to be 15 minutes. They cannot be monetized
Yeah,
in any way, shape, or
Lucas-
form.
However
Yeah,
you feel about George Lucas, he was always like, yes, I want people to make fan films. Yes, I want people to conceive this. People that are smart, especially with their company, they want to encourage the fans. Now we're seeing also, this is another thing that's hurting entertainment. We don't want these mods. We don't want this game on PC. If we put this game on PC, they're going to make new mods. Dude, they're going to make new mods ways. That's just how the world is.
Yeah.
I mean,
and real quick, I just wanted to hear what Baron
yeah, go ahead.
was
Baron.
going to say on that about
Mhm.
what I had mentioned about the friend that wants to do his Star Trek fan films, but I told him you
Well,
got to keep it at 15 minutes.
If I remember right, yeah, you have to keep it to 15 minutes, and you want to stretch the story out, so you can only do so many episodes on that story arc too. 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you can't you can only do like
Then you have to move
3
on
or something like that. Then you have to move on, right? And again, it comes down to the fact is these assholes, these idiots, don't understand this is the greatest thing for your franchise. They're keeping it alive. They're getting new fans. They're doing your work, and they're paying out of their own money pockets, their own money to do this.
That's right.
Yeah, they might have a Patreon for others to join along, or whatever the other donations to help it.
Right.
But the thing is coming out of the money. I suppose though, if you do a good enough job ass kissing, you can be like James Cawley and have all your stuff become official. The official shit tour. But
is
that
it
stuff was
worth it?
that
Stuff
was coming out of his money.
Is it worth it to sell your soul like that, though, Baron? I don't think it is.
I don't think it is, but there are people out there that
a lot of
see the payday, and
yes,
that's the first thing they'll do.
See, the big difference between Cawley and Manana is this. He wants money. He's one of the top, in the category of one of the top Elvis impersonators, even though he's older than Elvis was when he died. And he's tried doing other stuff with it, but the Star Trek one, he does have a love for Star Trek, a desire and stuff like that. But, and this is not an insult to Cawley. This is an insult, not at all. But he's more, he says, I can make a living off of this and I'll sell my soul. It means I'm not going to be doing any more fan films anymore because that's part of the stipulation. I don't even know if they can even use his sets anymore. Because they were able to do it. Of Gods and Men, I think it was one of the movie where he had a little cameo as Peter Kirk in that one. And of course, they had Nichelle Nichols, Walter Koenig, and a bunch of other of our established actors from Star Trek in there, sometimes playing different, many doing different roles, but they were still in there. But Manana was 100% for the passion of making this, getting it out there.
Yep.
The passion was going into that direction, and you can kind of see the difference between the two. All Cawley could do was go out there and be butthurt. And get a little bit insulting here, but he was butthurt from doing Vic Manana, him doing this stuff. He was always constantly going out there. My sets are better. I do things better over here, much better than those guys do over there. I mean, it's like Jim, calm the frig down. And then he gets so butthurt because people would criticize him playing Kirk. I'm not playing Kirk no more. I'm going to have someone else play it. It's like, you're doing a good enough job. Okay, you're going to be butthurt over this. This is your project. But you can see where the drive of passion between the two of them were. Manana, definitely, I want to do Star Trek, get it out there, and do the best job possible.
Yes.
Cawley, eventually, hey, I can make money, and I'll sell my soul. I think they're still using Manana's sets down in Georgia for stuff.
Wow.
But I do believe the other ones, I mean, I think it takes something special for them to do anything with the sets in New York for Cawley. That's the difference.
And over on Rumble, Low Spec says, Screw Tube, And I also want to thank Dazzling Soul Train for following the channel.
All right.
Thank you
Wow.
very
Hey,
much.
welcome.
Really appreciate it. Welcome aboard.
Oh, you're still here, Padawan?
Pat is still here.
Yeah.
He's just been very quiet.
Is it because I'm back?
listening.
He probably
No.
must. I come walking in and goes, oh shit, that's it. I give up. He's
You
gonna
guys
take
are
over the
talking.
show and talk.
I don't
Well,
really
yeah,
have much to add what you guys are
you're allowed to
saying.
talk too.
No, I don't really have much to add what they are saying. You know, they got their thing going. That's why when I had those couple things, it's like, oh, that's something that I just thought of that kind of goes with what we're leaning into. So that's all. I just like being here, but I do have to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're almost at 9:30 local time, so I think it's a good time to wrap this up, wind it up.
Yeah, he's gonna go off and cause sinus problems with somebody until they take that.
Yeah,
that mucilage.
I gotta go bother somebody, pull the rug out, you know, all that stuff.
But Pat,
But everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too, brother. Have a good week, and thank you for
good
coming
one,
on.
man. Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Good.
We'll get
Good to see you
together
again there, Patty.
soon, sometime.
I've never said
Talk
this,
about
Patty.
something.
I never said this. I'll deny it, but you're a good guy.
Yeah. I'm reading between all those lines there, pal.
Yeah, well, I got 3 fingers up right now. Read between the lines.
Have a good one. We'll see everyone
You
next
too, man.
time.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, have a great one, man.
But
sounds like
gentlemen, as we are,
He just talk. And he wouldn't let us get a word in. I'm glad. I'm glad he's gone.
But gentlemen, as we are about to wrap up the show, is there anything either one of you gentlemen would like to promote?
Sanity.
Yeah, sanity is always a good one. I agree.
All right. Well, let's start with Cash Money 007. What is coming up on the Phantom Hooligans and Cash Money Madness?
All right. Let's see. Well, last week or just a few days ago, we were.
Yeah, I was
trying
waiting
to
for my horse, you son of a bitch.
We were trying to find the horse.
I was geared up, ready to go. I had my gear packed on my horse. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
Did we have issues with Evil West?
Yes.
We didn't get started with Evil West, Baron. I was waiting where some bitch told me to wait. I was on my horse, and he didn't show up.
He ghosted you. What a bastard.
No, we talked about that before. Some stuff went on, but no, we should be ready to go Friday and stuff. So
yeah, you best not be lying to me, son.
I hope we're ready. Everything should be good. So unless
I am ready, son. It's you I worry about.
I know. I worry about myself too.
Remember, when we get to Felicity in that boss battle, we gotta keep tucking and rolling. Take our shots when we can.
Yeah. What we did last week is we were going to play it, and then Mike had a suggestion. Hey, maybe we should test this, make sure things are working. So that's what we did last week, Baron. That's why
I used my brain power for the year.
So we did that. So now that we know everything works. Well, yeah, go ahead.
I somehow I can really identify and understand that.
We had to. Well, dude, these games started not working, Baron. It was like Marvel Rivals used to work fine on medium settings. Then new patches screwed it up. All this stuff screwed it up before this worked. So it's ridiculous. So we said, well, we better try this Evil West and see if there's any problems. And Mike and I were like, okay, it looks like things are good. So we're happy about that. But
it's possessed. Wait until you play the game. The ghosts will come out and get you.
We're gonna. We also. It's good to practice this stuff before you go on stream because you forget things and you haven't played in a while. So, So we should be ready to rock that on Friday. 6. I kind of forgot 7. About this. I think 7. I think 7 p.m. would be good. So
I kind of forgot about how doing the streaming stuff goes.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll help you. I'll help you.
We'll help you out, man. You can forget if you haven't done it in a while. Like, what do I do? So we got that.
I mean, there's the entire thing. I just sat there, just listening to you guys going, what do I do? What do I say now? Okay, I'll just sit over. I'm not going to.
So right now, I would say the Evil West thing, and just that for Friday, and that should be good, unless there's some problems, some power outage, some nonsense. I don't think there will be, but you never know.
Joe McCracken's, Battle
Yes,
Wannabes,
but
Anima.
I figure, Mike, as long as everything's good, we'll do it at like 7 p.m. my time. Does that sound good to you?
That's fine and dandy with me. Just understand
Okay.
that I might start a stream over on Rumble
Okay,
Friday at 6 and just, lean into yours.
that's fine.
Understand he might fall asleep too that late.
He might fall asleep.
Yeah.
It is.
What?
What's going on? You okay, Mike? Hello? No, but is 7 usually like a good time, like my time to start something?
I'll be honest, it's kind of late.
It's kind of
'Cause
like
I'm on the East Coast.
Hours.
Did
Add
you like
3 hours, Muttonhead.
right? Did you like 6:30 better that we did, or did you feel that was a little bit too late too?
That's a half an hour
8:30 would
change,
work better for me, but that's me. I know your schedule is completely different. That's why I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I might schedule a Rumble only stream for Friday just to do something to keep my mind going.
Okay.
So when we get into Evil West, I'm not going, hey, Cash.
Oh, okay. But
Cash has-
would you
Cash has-
guys would you want those like gaming streams to be a bit earlier, like maybe like 6 or 5:30 my time? Would that be better for you guys?
Hey, why don't we make the sausage off screen? Because this will
Okay.
go for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And people don't want to watch sausage being made.
No. Right.
I don't care how good the sausage is.
That's right.
I made sausage. Trust me, I'd rather eat it than make it.
Right now, until Wednesday, I'll probably have more information about some other streams. But for right now, let's just get this Evil West thing going for Friday.
All right.
Yep.
Boo, 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 boo.
And what's about you, Baron Olmentag?
I'll be hanging out with Spock, just doing our thing. If they do another one on YouTube, maybe I'll join in with the Spock Brigade. Other than that, I didn't even plan on coming on today. I just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna bother the guys. So, and we'll talk. Again, sausage making behind the scenes. We'll talk.
Yeah, and Tree Rock, I have a game lined up that I'm going to play after Half-Life, but you guys aren't going to find out till Tuesday after I beat Half-Life, because I'm going to beat that game.
Gonna beat it
with a hammer.
Careful. Actually, I don't want to damage my computer.
You'll just take the drive out and let it on and smash it. That's what you do.
So nothing coming up on Baron Olmentag's Fandom Legacy?
Like I said, I didn't even plan on coming in here today, but it's like, you know what? Fuck it.
All right. Well,
I said, you know what? I haven't tortured these guys in a while. I need to come back. I need to torture the people in the chat, torture everybody.
I understand. But as far as what's coming up on the channel, 6 p.m. Eastern, all start times for this week for YouTube and Rumble. As far as the scheduled streams are concerned, Tuesday, I'm going to finish Half-Life. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to finish that damn game.
He's going to do
how
it.
long it takes me.
And he can do it.
I have been practicing offline.
Song of Doom.
Test your might.
I have been practicing a little bit offline, so I'm about as ready to go as I can be. And like I said, I'm going to finish that damn game. So if I get a little angry, a little mouthy, I snap at somebody, don't take offense to it.
I am so going to come in there and say, oh, you still playing?
Yes, Baron. I'm still playing.
I am still going to do that.
You see, Baron learned his lesson when I was playing Arkham Knight.
Oh,
he hasn't done it since.
Yeah, that's right. It was Arkham Knight. Yeah. I haven't found the right time to do it. The troll and do things properly. You just gotta, you gotta do it when you're not suspecting, or it's not proper trolling.
Yes. And now for Wednesday's Pop Talk, it's could be a more serious topic. a far more serious topic, as this Wednesday will be the 40th anniversary of a tragedy. Tragedy that occurred shortly after launch back on January 28th, 1986. The crew and the Space Shuttle Challenger. That will be the topic of Wednesday's show. Excuse me. I have asked DJ Ronnie G to join us, and I've also asked Anonymous to join us. And if anyone else would like to join us for that particular episode of Pop Talk, you're more than welcome to. But like
40,
I said,
wow, it's already been that long.
Yeah, it's a more serious topic, and I still think even 40 years later, we should honor those men and women who lost their lives, unfortunately, on that Sunday morning.
Right. I mean, we lost the crew, the Apollo, what was it, Apollo 1, but they were on the ground, and it was just a training, check accident, and they discovered, we had too much oxygen. We have to do that. But unfortunately, it took 3 lives off of there, including Gus Grissom, which is where we got USS Grissom. But this was the first time we ever had astronauts on their way that we lost. Russia's had a few. They just don't talk about it. But, you think about all those years that we had for space flight.
Yeah, it was the 25th Space Shuttle mission.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I mean, boom. I mean, sadly, unfortunately, when Columbia happened, it didn't have the same sting, unfortunately, because, it obviously was different. They were coming back in, they were going out, but it's, again, it's, 7 astronauts, a space shuttle, and I think a lot of people just kind of forget or ignore Columbia. But yeah, and understandable, because a lot of different things about this flight is why it really impacted home. And we can talk more about it on Wednesday. I'm not going to turn it into the show right now, but
yeah.
But we will be talking about that again. Like I said, it's going to be a more serious show because I don't know how many of our younger generation actually know about that day. And of course, we can talk about it from a perspective of being at the age that we were when it happened and seeing it all over the news. And of course, I do have something that I will be showing near the end of that broadcast. And I think, and I hope that Lady Miss, Cash, and Baird know where I might be leaning, because there was a ray of light on a day in 1988 after that Challenger incident. That unfortunate disaster, but we will be talking about that, excuse me, on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern for YouTube and Rumble. And then Thursday, I'll be playing more Mass Effect on YouTube and Rumble at 6. And then Friday, for those of you on Rumble, I'll be playing some games. I don't know what I'm going to be playing yet. I'll be thinking about it between now and then, and I will schedule a stream. It'll more than likely start at 6 o'clock, and we'll keep going from there, because it'll also go into Cash's stream over on his YouTube channel, playing Evil West. And yes, Evil West will be part of that stream, even though I've already gone through the whole game, and you can actually see those videos on YouTube and Rumble. I'll be joining Cash for this 2-player part of it. But before we get out of here, yeah, I put it all up. Whatever I see in StreamYard, I put it all up, Lady Mist.
Are we doing typos again?
The moment I see it, I put it up, because I don't want you all to feel ignored. But I want to thank Vor for being here. I want to thank Helion for being here, also known as Royal Peto over on YouTube. I also want to thank Alex Story for being here. Thank you, Alex. Tim, thank you for being here. Phil McCracken, thank you for being here, Phil.
Oh, I just want to say one thing. Phil McCracken is very unique because, of course, through the Christmas season, he started going, "Yeah, blue lights are not Christmas lights." And yeah, we know it's blue, and it's like we agree with them, and he still wants to argue the point. It's like we agree.
That's Phil for you.
That's Phil. That's Phil. Just wanted to point that out.
But of course, I do want to thank Lady Mist. Always appreciate you being here, Lady Mist. Thank you very much. Godzillionaire, thank you for being here, brother. Apollo, I hope you and Sydney stay safe on those roads. Because, I mean, the weather that she goes through, for one, I don't know how many people can do it.
All over the place, man.
But she does it.
In Texas, it's getting hammered again.
Yeah.
My word.
And Pops, good to see you, brother. And I'm looking forward to something that you and I are going to be doing on the 4th of February.
Ooh.
But I'm not at liberty to say what that is.
You're taking over my job over there. I knew it.
Well, trust me, I'm the Baron from Timu.
I thought that was cash.
Of course, DJ, thank you for being here. The Long Suffering, thank you for being here. Eric Dome, thank you for being here. And Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank, or Lester San Jose, Skeptic Tank Obsessions, however you know him. Thank you for being here, Lester. Really appreciate it.
Still have a hard time with low spec Linux.
And Lady Miss says, I don't agree with anyone because I'm a pain in the ass. Well, I'm a pain in the ass too because I'm ready for a fight. It's like, good.
Hey,
my
sweet Lady Mist.
You've insulted my honor.
My sweet Lady Mist, I agree. There's a conundrum going for you.
He's back, Lady Mist. And speaking of one of Wednesday's guests, Anonymous. Anonymous. Do it.
I've been gone so long.
Anonymous.
We miss you, Clobby.
That we do. But everybody, you have a good one. Remember, don't ever give up. I was going to say, don't always give up on the game. Well, some people do. But don't ever give up on me in a game because just when you do, you might miss something. And my other saying, I'm not just a baseball guy, I'm an all-around guy. And also a new saying, sometimes I can be an asshole.
Yeah, everyone's got them. Don't have to hear them from them.
Yeah, but everybody, thank you. Have a good night. And until next time, take care.
Ciao.
Autobots, transform and roll out.